guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. And today we bring you another pre-match build-up for our trip to Anfield, where we need to keep our top four hopes alive. And my God, it is a big one. I always say this when you go up there, you're up against 14 men, you're up against the 11 on the pitch, the mentality monsters, as Klopp likes to call them, the home crowd and the referee and the VAR system. So we are well and truly up against it. But look, we have a great panel to get us through today. We are, of course, joined by co-host Jack Kanicki with Kuva99, and we will be joined by the one and only Bob Spur as well in a couple of minutes. So look, we'll get into it. Jacko, how are you keeping today, my man?
Keeping pretty well, Dave. I mean, we're just looking for at least a point. At least I am today. Maybe 3 points if they want to make it extra special. We want to maybe celebrate with Conte Pizza. But joined by an excellent panel, Dave. I mean, you've really picked the best of the lot, I would say, today. Looking forward to seeing what the chat has to say. Already seen Donovan Osterreicher in the building as well, with the best last name in the building or the best surname in the building. Looking forward to it, Dave. Looking forward to it.
No, I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Kuva, how are you today, my man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just an average day, isn't it? No, I mean, I've had butterflies since I woke up this morning, mate. They're getting bigger and bigger, but it's those good sort of excited butterflies. It's good. There's a cup final feeling about today. It's such a big game for both clubs. It feels like a winner takes all sort of situation. Although we're only going for fourth. What a boost it'll be for starting next season. You know, it enhances the chances of Conte being here with Paratici and boosts our transfer funds. That's what we're all hoping. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's draw together and put on a performance today because we need to.
Exactly, lad. Let's get after it. I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of. You've everything to gain and nothing to lose at the end of the day. So let's get after them today. Let's get at it. Let's put in a good cohesive performance. And everybody, let's get behind them until that final whistle is over. But look, the panel's good. So let's see how the people tuning in are across the world. Let's see how you guys are keeping. We've got Donovan Osterreicher. He says, come on, you Spurs. And he's a new channel member. He says, I don't know what happened, lads, but back with the best army in Europe. Absolutely love that, my man. Big up, Donovan. Good to see you back, brother. And hopefully we get to see you for the fan show, my man. Big yourself up.
He has a crazy last name, Dave. His name actually means like Austrian. Like it means he's like Austrian. It's like the name you would call yourself like as an Austrian. That's a pretty great last name, I must say. Pretty crazy. And I even told him that. He didn't even know that himself. So I must say, it also just sounds great out loud. Sounds great out loud.
I'll be honest, since you brought it up, I actually thought it was like German or something, you know. But
yeah, it is. It sounds good. In fact.
It sounds good. It's my Irish accent just doesn't do it any justice. But big up, Donovan. Hope you're keeping well. I can't get that harshness into my voice for it, you know. But big up, Donovan. Big yourself up, my man. Big up, Daigle. Good to see you. Hopefully you and all the boys down in the yard have a good day today. You know, hopefully we can get the result. And, you know, the Cokes will be flying absolutely everywhere, Brian. Big yourself up, my man. Good to see you in the building. We've got the regular says, come on, you Spurs. Big up the regular. And like Daigle has that lovely badge beside his name. Look, like I said to people, the whole point and the whole idea is to get everybody with that lovely badge beside their name. We'll be revamping the memberships, revamping all the perks and everything over the summer when things die down a little. So, boys, it's going to be worth it. Boys and ladies, how dare I, boys and ladies, it's going to be worth it. But big up the regular. Good to see you in the building. ATX7 Gaming, good to see you, my man. And it's his birthday. I hope Tottenham can at least get a draw. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, ATX.
Happy birthday, my man. How old are you today? Let me know. Hopefully you do have a good day.
Don't settle for the draw. Come on, win for the birthday.
Exactly. Birthday boys, you know, we want the win for the birthday boy. Big yourself up on
He's not asking for a lot on the birthday. He's a humble guy. He's not asking for much. He's not asking for much.
He's not greedy. But big up ATX7 game, and I hope you do have a good day. And I really do hope we can get the result to match, because look, more often than not, a game usually falls on my birthday, and if it doesn't go my way, I don't want my cake. I just want to go to bed. So hopefully we do get the result for you today, because I know the feeling when you lose on the birthday, my man. Big yourself up, ATX7 Gaming. Bobby K's in the house. Good morning, everyone. And, of course, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Bobby. Hope you and the boys had a good day out at the football, or you're going to have a good day out at the football, my man. Big yourself up. Come on, you Spurs. Tyler Mills, good to see you in the building. Hey, lads, I got to be honest, I'm not feeling today. I think we would play well, but something seems to always happen at Anfield.
Yeah. Good
And
point,
look,
Tyler.
I think that kind of sums up the general feeling amongst the fan base, to be honest with you. But look, records are there are made to be broken. That's the way I see it. Pressure is for tires. All the Irish footballers, get out there and play the game you've loved, that you played since 6-7 years of age, and play it to your very best of your ability. Look, at the end of the day, it's not impossible, and that's a satisfaction I take from this. It's not impossible. You look at our forward players, we have more than enough to be able to grab a few goals against these. It's just whether we hold out the other end. Big up, Tyler. I hope you're keeping well.
The key bit there is we will play well. If we do that and we give everything, then just take what comes with it. If what will be, will be. But
exactly.
It's when we perform badly, you can't take it, isn't it?
If we go up there and we don't perform today, I'll be fuming. Do you know what? Like, I still give everybody the credit for getting us in this fight, but my immediate reaction, I know myself, I'd be raging, and it's purely because I know all my friends are going to be ringing me, so and all this sort of stuff, and it's just going to implode today. So, but big up, Tyler. But look, let's get him on. Bobby is in the building. Bob, I know you weren't too great during the week. How are you feeling now, brother?
I'm getting there slowly but surely, mate. Spent a couple of days in bed, and yeah, just trying to get back to normality and obviously have to be well to see us win against Liverpool later. So. Yeah.
Look, thank you very much for pulling yourself together, getting out of bed, man, and coming on and doing this with us. I really do appreciate it. So big yourself up, my man. And look, we'll start throwing questions at in a sec, Bob. We're just going to keep seeing how the panel is, so we will. We've got Alfie Gosling in the building. I think 2-1 Tottenham. Kane and Kulu, son assist, both goals. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you flat cap army. Come on, you Harris army. Well, look, I think if anyone's going to exploit a high line, I think we should be using Sonny's pacing behind, and he's chasing Mo Salah for the golden boot. No better time to catch him than at Anfield today. And Mo Salah, although he loves scoring against Tottenham, he's not in the best of form, so it could happen. Tequila 316 is in the building. Big up Tequila 316. I probably need a bottle of that when I'm finished today, my man. Big yourself up, brother. Hope you keep him well. You've got Dermot in the house. Big up, Dermot. Come on, you Spurs. We can do it. Big up David, Jack, and Bob Spur. And the King Kuva. Big up, Dermot. Hope you're keeping well, brother. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Derek Hutchison, big up, you guys. Liverpool 1, Spurs 2. Come on, you Spurs.
Everyone's going for the 2-1. It's always been Liverpool that gets the 2-1. This time around, just flip it. I love it.
People want to change this time around. People want to change. Rob Coyne says, morning, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Good morning, Robbie. I hope you're keeping well, my man. I'm absolutely raging this game as at 7:30. It's so late, man. I just thinking about it all day. I just wanted to come. Steve D says, all right, boys, here's hoping the hubcap snatchers are still on a honeymoon. I hope so. Big up, Steve.
Watch what you say, Dave. Watch what you say.
I know there'll be loads of people out there waiting on me.
Man.
Picture again of censored across my man. Thanks them up. The bottom do good vibes all the way. Great panel. Big up the bottom do. I hope you're keeping up, my man. Good to see you in. We've got R Green 216. Afternoon, chaps. All these numbers beside the name. Absolutely love it. We've got 316, 216.
Cougar's fault.
Sounds like a bus run over in England around London or something. Big up, R Green. Good to see you. And of course, that lovely badge beside your name. You've got Slim Boy Tubbs. Come on, you Spurs been feeling a 2-1 win for us for the last couple of days. Romero man the match. Good work, lads. Keep up the good work. Come on, you Spurs. Really appreciate Slim Boy Tubbs. Absolutely love that. Bit of an oxymoron in the name Slim Boy and then Tubbs. Absolutely love that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I was proud of myself. I put something in a little question earlier on, and it's I used kryptonite in the question. I'm so proud of myself. Big up, Slim Boy Tubbs. We've got Ellie in the building. Big up, Ellie. Wow, really appreciate the donation. Really appreciate Ellie. And she's been absolutely buzzing all day in the WhatsApp, singing songs and everything, Tottenham songs. You gotta love it. She is pumped. Says, here's some dough because I love your show. And you're our boy David and our American boy Jack and Kuva and Bobby, the best of guests. Let's go. Grab those 3 points from under the Scousers. No, lads. Ellie, I really do hope so. I mean, look, we're going into the lines then today. One thing I will say is if Mane scores, especially at Anfield, they usually win the game. He scored 49 on 49 different occasions at Anfield, and they've won every single game. So it is good. If he scores today, you can see what's coming. But Ellie, I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope. Jack, anything you want to say to Ellie?
Ellie, I mean, everybody's going for kind of the Uno reverse card, it feels like on these score lines, because it's always been Liverpool that's gotten the 2-1. It feels like this time maybe it's going to be a bit different. And as well, you could say that every team seems to really struggle against Liverpool. I would say for us, we just get unlucky, it seems like, every single time around. We do find ways past them, and we do find ways to stifle them. So, Ellie, maybe just this time around, steal it from under their noses, just like you said, Ellie. Really, really generous as well.
I think there's no bigger supporter than Ellie of Spurs. You can match her, but you can't beat her.
Do you know what? Big game days. One thing I'll give it to her. She's up before I'm even awake, and I've got voice notes of her singing songs and everything. And it just gets you out of the bed in the right mood, pumped up for the game. Absolutely love it. Bob, do you want to say anything to Ellie?
No, big up, Elle. Sorry she missed out on the curry night last week. Really missed her. But I did have a prawn in her memory. Big up, Elle. And see you at the next curry night, babe. And I'm sure we'll share a butterfly, a king prawn butterfly together next time.
You're making me jealous of all these curry nights. I mean, dinner, lad. It's my favorite dinner. You're making me jealous of all these curry nights. I love it. But big up, Eddie. Really appreciate the support, love. And let's get after it today. And look, I'll give you a quick ring after and see if we can get that rendezvous sorted, because I know you're dying to get on the pre-match bump up, and I know you have trouble, so we'll get that sorted for you. Paddy Harnett says, afternoon, folks. Harry Kane to score a goal assisted by Son, and Son to score a goal assisted by Harry Kane is 100-1 in Paddy Power. It's due to come up. I mean, that's not a bad bet, to be honest with you. I mean, if I was putting a bit of money on today's game, that is probably where I'd put it. You get nice returns. It is realistic. I mean, look, Paddy, maybe you could be earning a few people a bit of money here.
Aren't the goals and assists kind of split between them as well? Like the last time we checked, which was a while ago, it was kind of like each one of them had like 17 goals and 16 assists, and the other one had 16 goals and 17 assists for all the combinations that they've had. So, I mean, it's a worthwhile bet, perhaps, Paddy. Maybe just an easy fiver, see what happens.
No, it is. It's definitely a sneaky fiver on that. I mean, that would be a lovely return. Big up, Paddy. Thanks for that one, my man. It's a shame Sean's not here. Sean would be all over that. Sean would be straight onto it. Big up, Paddy. You've got John O71 in the building. Big up, my man. Hope you're keeping well. We've got Billy Shears. Let's have a positive Brian today. Come on, you Spurs. I love that. Claude Murphy says, big up, you Spurs. There is to do. Big yourself up, Claude. I hope you're keeping well. As Brian would say, what is it?
There is to dig.
Yeah, there is to dig. Or what's the grass one? That one cracked me up yesterday.
I'll put that on, today. Well, I'll leave you'll never spend. But he's officially now got the excuse that the grass isn't greener anywhere else with that award. So, he can actually back it up now.
It does actually look greener on screen than any other pitch.
He could officially. It's proven. It's official.
There is some sort of dye that they put on it as well. Maybe some extra dye that they've been putting on sneakily. Maybe he's cheated his way to it.
I actually dreamt that, Dave. I actually dreamt that. And I woke up and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to tweet this. Yeah, it's gone down right.
Oh, that's absolutely hilarious. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, that's made my day. That's funny. 88-7 Gaming says, thank you for the wishes. Just turned 20. My man, you got your whole life ahead of you. Enjoy these 20s, the years in your 20s, because after that, trust me, I've reached 30 and it just starts to go downhill. I never believed anybody that tell me that, but once you reach 30, you start going downhill. So enjoy the 20s to the fullest extent, my man.
Yeah.
Big yourself up, and I do hope you have a good day. Moondog, my bets are on. This is the day they come in. Absolutely love it. Look, maybe Dyer could step up today. Anyone reckon Dyer today?
I mean, Moonboots just loves smacking the bar, doesn't he? Like he hates scoring, but he loves hitting the bar. He loves hitting the bar from a free kick. It's probably his favorite thing to do. Even during the training videos, all he's doing is just smacking the bar, the whole time. He's not even, hitting it.
It's similar to the bet I used to do on Ben Davis week after week. £2 on Ben Davis to score. Eventually he did, and I nearly made back all of that money I bet on him.
Even the days he was on the bench?
Well, no, don't bet on that. No, just when he started.
Oh, I love it.
That's probably what Alex Davies might be doing, to be fair. Maybe that's why he's just, he's just praying that one day, Ben Davies just comes on, gets us that glorious 90-minute header. But
Dyer's got it in him, though, hasn't he? Yeah.
The frustrating thing with Moondog is that every other defender has scored bar Eric Dyer, I think, this season at some stage.
I'm just surprised no one else sees as Dyer loves smacking the bar as some sort of innuendo, but maybe that's my mind.
I think, but that's more Maguire's thing. But
Too early, Bob. Too early.
It's too early. Yeah. Wrong show.
It's 9 a.m. somewhere, Bob. I love it. Big up, Moondog. And look, I sincerely hope the Dyer one comes in for you. I'm actually rooting for you every week. Even if I don't see you in the chat, I always say it. I really do hope it comes in for you, my man. I'm rooting for you. Big up, Moondog. Neil Shafton in the building. Good to see him. Jack, he sent me pictures of these.
Yeah, you see that autograph card?
Brilliant.
He upset me. I mean, I can't say.
He's got a bit of a collection, isn't he?
He's got quite a collection,
He's got quite a collection. Yeah, big up, Neil.
Big up. Mr. Edwardson's in the building, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Good to see you in the house. Ellie, again with the donation. Wow, really appreciate it, Ellie. Top woman. Really do appreciate it. I love your Irishness and the accent. And this is to help you in your fabulous journey to 10K subscribers and more till you reach those lads from We Are Tottenham TV. Come on, you Harris Army. Get behind our lads, David and Jack. Woo! Love it. Look, I appreciate that people actually like the Irishness, to be honest with you. I appreciate that. As for 10K, look, we'll wait and see. You know, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying, keep pushing it. But look, if we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. We'll just have to wait and see. And look, as for reaching We Are Tottenham TV, not even in my sights. Never, ever going to happen. I mean, you're talking about 110K subscribers compared to 6K subscribers. I mean, there's no possibility of closing the gap. The job they've done over there is absolutely unbelievable. And it's the reason why the likes of myself, Jack, Bob, Kuva, and a lot of others are on the scene right now and on channels and stuff like that. So I don't think we'd be catching them anytime soon. But I love the optimism, Ellie. Absolutely love it. Big up. Jack, you want to say anything to Ellie?
So generous, Ellie. But, maybe she's probably thinking, Dave, might be saying kind of in another way, Dave, that maybe you're holding back a bit of your Irishness. Maybe you need to, be a bit more Irish, because that's what she's probably trying to suggest here, Dave. And probably a very nice way, like Ellie does. But I would say, Dave, into a few more, score lines involving 3, maybe a few more, M's and things like that. And I bet Ellie would be a lot happier, just bring a bit more Irishness, into the flavor.
I'm just looking forward to the 10K party in Ireland when you get there, mate.
Absolutely.
I'm not a party boy, to be honest with you. I don't really do my parties for anything, but I might have to for that,
Irish curry night. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Irish curry night, yeah.
No, if you're coming over here, we're going for a big roast beef dinner on that. That's what it is. Or a nice big Irish stew night. That's what we'll have. Big up, Ellie.
Really appreciate it, Ellie.
I really do. We've got young Putty. Come on, you Spurs. All good vibes today. Bless up from the chest up. Everyone, big up, my man. I hope you keep him well. Young Putty, I love that name. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Quality. It's quality. Moondog says, I am in no doubt we are winning today. I just know. Oh,
love
man.
it, Moondog.
Do you know what? It gets me nervous when I see I'm the only one supposed to be positive around here. It gets me nervous when I see other people saying the same things, But look, hopefully it happens. Moondog. I mean, look, the tension is rising for this game. It really is. 7:30 tonight. I mean, it's still got another 3, 4, 5 hours to go. I mean, it's only going to get bigger and bigger from here on out, Moondog. I woke up with a good feeling, and I still have that good feeling. I've actually had a bit of a sneaky feeling all week. So look, we'll wait and see, Moondog. We'll wait and see, but really appreciate the support, brother. Big yourself up. Daniel Larson's in the house. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Pierre Romero for blood today. Absolutely love that. Big yourself up. Good to see you. We'll take a couple more and then we will start cracking into it because we've got a lot to get through. Ellie with the super sticker. Jacko, what have we got?
It's like a party one, Dave. She's like already partying, Dave. It's it's got the confetti or, kind of, it's actually more of a birthday kind of celebration, kind of super stickers. So either she's already seen the future, Dave, and she's celebrating the Liverpool result. Maybe she's celebrating ATX's birthday. Maybe she's celebrating the Irish curry, night that's in the future as well. So big up, Ellie. Really appreciate it.
Big up, Ellie. I absolutely love it. Do you know what? I'd say her husband's going mad. She's probably just walking around singing Spurs songs. You know, the guy is a QPR supporter. His season's over, you know, and Ellie's just walking around, you know, buzzing. I absolutely love it. Big up, Ellie. Big up. Walking around singing the Tottenham boys, making all the noise. I love it. I absolutely love it. And she also says, David, be careful. Don't say our word that rhymes. Not getting drawn into it. Paddy Higgins, all right, lads, a clean sheet and lead.
Nearly reeled you in there.
Big up, Paddy. You're keeping man. Not getting drawn into it. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Like I said, I'll enjoy their tears in silence. That winds them up even more from my experience. Dark Sun G, good to see you. This guy's father is a Liverpool fan. So it's a massive day in his household. Same as Matty Hayes, actually. Matty's out lad is a Liverpool fan and Matty's a Spurs fan. So some big days and some big households across the world. Mm-hmm. Says, wow, Blues are playing woeful versus Wolves. Come on, Spurs. Well, I mean, I don't think we'll catch Chelsea, but if they don't do the job today and we can sneak a win at Anfield, I mean, it's possible that they get drawn into the race, Dark Sun G. It's possible. But they did get taken over, 4.5 billion, LA Dodgers owner. So look, we'll have to wait and see what happens there with that. But it doesn't seem to have an effect on the performance, Dark Sun G. I love it. And he also says Liverpool will drop points today. I feel it. 2-1 or 2-2. I'm loving the positive. Yeah. I'm loving the positive vibes. Dark Sun G, I really do hope we get it for you because, you know,
those are good predictions.
I really hope you can give it to the outlet. I want revenge for the Champions League final. It's nearly 3 years to the day since that Champions League final, my man, and I want the revenge big time. So hopefully we can start to heal the wounds from that. But big up, Dark Sun G. I really appreciate the support, brother. But look, guys, we are going to start getting into it now. Of course, we are away at Anfield, guys. Kickoff is at 7:45 p.m. tonight. Referee is Jonathan Moss, who I was reading up on it. Apparently, he's considered as the best referee in the league, and he's specifically been put in charge for this game to make sure it runs smoothly. Does love a red card, actually. I think he's dished out 9 across the season so far. So he loves the cards. I mean, he loves the Sky Sports cameras panning on him. Watch the poses he makes when he pulls the card out. It's ridiculous.
Oh, we were getting Michael Oliver for this one. Sorry, Dave. I know I'm interrupting your...
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right.
Oliver.
I forgot to change. Sorry, I forgot to change the name. It's my bad. It is Michael Oliver. Yeah, you're right. And
jeez, because I just have it out for Jonathan Moss, Dave. So I just had to really, verify that because
Moss
it really was about. It was about to change my whole prediction. With Jonathan Moss being the referee. I'm not kidding. So I just had to verify that. Sorry, Dave.
No, you're right. But Michael Oliver, he does love cards, lad. He absolutely loves giving out the cards. Watch the poses when he gives them out. Trust me. And in the VAR room, again, I forgot to change the name. I was supposed to. I can't remember. I think it's like Darren England.
I think it's Liverpool in the VAR room, Dave.
Yeah, it's the set piece coach, Liverpool set piece throwing coach
Aaron
in the VAR room.
In the VAR room.
For guys in America, Jack, that it's CSBN or something like that. What's it called?
I think it's on probably NBC Sports.
That's
it could be on Peacock as well. I'll check up on it. Maybe for people on cable, it might be the USA channel for them, but I can verify that.
It's on the USA network, they're saying. So I think that's the NBCSN usually. In Canada, it's on the Zone, and in the UK and Ireland, it is on BT Sports. So, Mr. Brady won't have the heartache of having to listen to Fraud Sports today. I don't think he can survive another game listening to them. And of course, guys, make sure you tune back in here for the watch along, starting at 7:30 tonight. Going to be in a massive game, hopefully a very good, enjoyable watch along, and we get the result. And guys, if you want more of this, you can follow me over on We Are Tottenham TV from 6:15 up until about 7:15, guys. So hopefully we'll see you all there. Of course, we are sitting 5th in the league with 61 points. And Liverpool are sitting 2nd in the league, hoping to go above City today. For Tottenham, of course, Matt Doherty, he's out for the rest of the season along with Ollie Skip, Jaffa Takanga. And then the news broke this week that Sergio Reguilon still out with his groin injury. Looks like he'll be out for the rest of the season. Conte doesn't think he'll be back. And for Liverpool, they're expected to miss Firmino. He is out with a foot injury. But look, we'll start with Kuva. Kuva, what's your thoughts, going into today's game? Are you confident that we can get something there?
Well, first of all, we've got to recognise that this is one of the all-time great Liverpool sides we're playing. They've got no weakness. They really haven't. A well-oiled winning machine. Trophies are raining in for them. we're really up against it. Let's recognise that first of all.
Yeah.
But there's something about the character of our team that's starting to come together under Conte. Ignore the games where we haven't been on it, but some of those other games where, perhaps we're expected a loss, Man City games or things like that. We've pulled together. We've found a way. And it's an unusual man to reference, but I'm actually thinking of the time Tim Sherwood was in charge. I don't rate it, never rated him as a manager. He was very so-so with us. But there's one thing he said, and it was more his old playing days coming out. It was more his captaincy bit. And that was about the players have to pull something out of each other. They have to drag themselves through these hard times. You've got to get the best out of each other. You can't just go looking for excuses and hoping somebody else does it for you. You've got to be there. You've got to come together, get that solid sort of base together, and so you can take on the opponents toe to toe, go with them. And we've just got to perform today, match Liverpool all over the pitch. We've already done it in our home game. We should have won that one. That's going to build confidence. They'll look back at that game, think we could have had that. We could have had that. On the other hand, we're missing Doherty, who's proved to be a big loss. And we're missing Reguilon on the other side. That's very light on fullbacks.
Yeah.
Something happens to the likes of Sessegnon now, especially if it's if it's in this match, we're going to be struggling to sort of fill our position out. There is a way, but everybody's going to have to be top of their game. And one of the comments earlier piqued my interest, and that's if Sonny assists Kane for a goal and Kane assists Sonny for a goal, 100-1. Wouldn't it be nice today? That 2-1 win that people keep saying, and our two most talismanic players grabbing a goal and assist each for each other. Maybe that's on the cards. I just feel there's something here to be taken. I'm all for it. I'm going to slap a couple of quid on that bet myself.
Yeah. When Kuva's feeling up,
beautiful opener.
Because to be fair, Kuva's always come on. He's always been realistic alongside Bob Spur. Maybe me not so much. Jack, you're a bit more realistic than me. So when Kuva's definitely pumped up for it and he's talking positive vibes, there's a chance we can go and get the result. Absolutely love it. But look, I mean, Bob, there's no doubt about it. We are actually up against it tonight. Liverpool have not dropped a single point at Anfield since October. They've won 12 in a row, and their last win there dates back all the way to 2011, where we won 2-0 on the day with Van der Vaart and Modric scoring the goals. But we are unbeaten against the top two, beating City twice and drawing with Liverpool once this season. Do you believe we can cause an upset at Anfield tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like Dirty Pussy says, we have to take our A game to Anfield. And we're a match for anyone. And there's just it seems to be something about the bigger games this season. So, obviously, we beat City first game of the season. We drew 2-2 against Liverpool. I can't reference that game at all because I was in a coma. But the first game I saw coming out of the coma was a 3-2 away win at the Etihad. And I've said this right from the off. The way Conte has made our average players better, not well. If we bring our A game to any game for the remainder of the season, we've got the beating of any team. Liverpool are including that. And if we look at the Premier League, Man City are a better team than Liverpool. Yes, I do believe there's a mental block when it comes to Spurs with Man City. I really do think there's some sort of mental block there. But, if we can do the double over a team who officially are better than Liverpool right now, then why can't we do it against Liverpool? But like I say, like Dirty Pussy says, we have to take our A game, our top game to Anfield. Anything less, and it won't be any good. The same goes for the fans as well, Dave, though.
Yeah.
All our positive mental energy needs to go and push us to that win as well. Because it's amazing what a bit of positive energy can do.
No, 100%. 100%. Look, I've always been like that. Whatever your differences are, whatever, just game day, put them aside and get behind the boys. I've always been like that, and I think it's important we do it because, look, when we were over there for the West Ham game in Real Royale, and we asked the question to some of the legends, I think it was Tony Galvin. He was saying that the fans can actually have an impact on the team, and have an impact on the result. If fans are boisterous and getting behind and cheering them on, it does rub off on the team. So it is important. But big up, Big Boss Man. He says, woo! Big up, Big Boss Man. I hope you're keeping well. I love when people put that in, because to be honest with you, I just love making noise. So I appreciate that. Everybody, there's over 150 in house right now already. Everyone smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you're new. Feel free to get your super chats in across the course of the show with your thoughts, feelings, questions, whether you agree, disagree with us. Do let us know. It's a massive help to everything we do. And guys, I would love everybody in the chat to have a channel membership beside their name. That'd be awesome. It keeps me and Jack going and keep doing this for absolute life. But as well, throughout the show, get over and check out Bob's Bar TV. Smash that subscribe button. There'll be an in-the-wall show this weekend. Tonight, Bob?
Yeah, 10:45 tonight, mate. And we're talking about the games and discussing the Premier League team of the season so far. So, yeah, it should be interesting.
So there you go, guys. Even more reasons to get over there and smash that subscribe and smash the notification bell on the stream. Also, the Flat Cap Eurotalk. Get over there and check out Jack's channel. Transfer window is coming up. You gotta love that. It's everything you need to know. It's your Bible. And then, Coover, who are we representing today? Just so you can put it in the chat.
Well, I'm on Bob's later on this evening. Of course, talking a load of nonsense as usual. Supposed to be doing a best, players of the season sort of thing. But I haven't bothered doing any research on that. I couldn't give a monkey about half of it. So I'll just ad lib as usual. Otherwise, going to be on Three Spurs Boys after match. Their new channel. The big up to Bobby K and the Little K and Big K, who are doing a cracking little show. The two young lads interviewing all the big names around the Spurs community and me. It's a fun little show, little sort of 20-minute slots, and it's just a nice laugh. Watching the likes of Little K coming out of his shell, getting more and more cheeky and confident. It's fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So the Three Spurs Boys, Bobby K will be absolutely buzzing with that. But Jack, I mean, do you think we should be pessimistic going into today's game, given Liverpool's records at home, or are you as positive as the other two below us?
I mean, I kind of liked Bob's answer, having to send, the kind of the positive mental energy. We've all been on probably Judge Jody, before at some stage, she asks you the superstition. And I would say that's probably everybody's superstition, whether you're superstitious or not, is, maybe having a bit of that positivity, a bit of that optimism, even right before kickoff, right before the match kicks off. Probably just helps the team in some sort of way, whether you're sending it via the stands or whether you're sending it via the TV screen or, via the mobile on the phone or whatever it may be. You probably can, send some sort of positive vibes, at least in some sort of sense, Dave. But to be pessimistic about it, I mean, the ways you could be pessimistic about it is that Liverpool seem to always find a way, against us. And that's maybe the one thing you could be pessimistic about is no matter how well we played against them before, they seem to always just find some sort of way to just kind of spoil the party for us and spoil a really good performance. But this time around, maybe with a whole new set of players for both teams, could be an entirely different game. You could maybe back Spurs to have an entirely different performance, or you could back Liverpool to have a much better performance. But Dave, I would say maybe with the fact that we do have a lot more kind of maybe weight in this sort of fixture, we kind of have a lot of pressure on our shoulders. We have a whole new kind of squad. But we're coming up against kind of a big opponent, kind of back Spurs in this case, because I think we sometimes do consider ourselves the way that we play. We do like to play as kind of the underdogs. We do kind of like to play as kind of the party poopers. And this could be us in this scenario, Dave. And
look, Conte's unbeaten there as well in these on his last two trips there. So 2 draws. So hopefully Conte has the tactics and has the know-how to be able to get around this Liverpool team. William Kelly says, can't sleep. This is what Spurs do to you. Can't see us getting anything. Liverpool are a different beast, especially at Anfield. Look, I think it's more so because the game is so late today. It's pushed back so late. It just has a lot of people just waiting around for the main event today. It's a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. I'd love it to be a lot earlier. But, William, I mean, you shouldn't be able to sleep anyway. It's a massive game. It's like a cup final today. I wish it was a cup final. It's not, but it feels like it's a build-up to one because it's so important and we really do need the win. So, William, if you can't sleep, fuck it, give in, crack open the Captain Morgan's. I know you love an old Captain Morgan, lad. Slap some orange juice in with that bad boy, and away you go. And just sit there and chill out and wait for the game. And a good win for Celtic today, my man. Looks like the league title's done. Big up, William Kelly. Hope you're keeping well, my man.
Good to see you, William.
Chris is in the building. He's a new YouTube member. Big up, Chris. Hope you're keeping well. Hope the first week on the new job was good to you, my man. Good
and Dave, he's celebrating 12 months as well, and he's saying, come on, you Spurs, let's shut Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp up. Can't stand them. And I said, Chris, you might have to worry because, Karen Klopp could be in the VAR room tonight. But Chris, really do appreciate it. And been around for 12 months, Dave, as well. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, big up, Chris. Good to see you, my man. Our Green 216, I have my mum, brother, sisters, and stepson, all Liverpool, and only me, a 15-month-old daughter, as Spurs in the family. Come on, you Spurs. You're up against it today, man. Up against it today. If we win, just kick all of them out the house and lock the doors. Give them a bit of punishment for a week or two. That's what I would do, man. Just kick them all out for a few hours and enjoy being a Tottenham fan. Big up, our Green. Hope you're keeping well. Or you could give them a 216. The Rey Mysterio. Is that the Rey Mysterio move? That's what you could do for them, our Green. Big yourself up, my man.
Also, Catman Jess celebrating 10 months, Dave, and saying, Conte, imagine having Conte for 7 years, like Liverpool have had Klopp for 7 years.
By the way, quick change of subject. Have you seen the Burnley Villa score at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh.
3-0 Villa.
Villa 3-0 up. That new manager Banks has quickly worn off, hasn't it?
Yeah, very, very.
The Burnley honeymoon, always short, isn't it?
I really want them to stay up. I have a little soft spot for Burnley, to be honest with you. I like the way they just grind away each week. But look, you know what, Catman? I mean, look, there was rumours. I did see something during the week actually about potentially, maybe Conte could end up staying here for a little bit longer if we can provide him the right sort of signings and that maybe he is looking for somewhere to settle down and do a good project. And look, hopefully we can provide him the resources to do that, because if we do, I think we will get silverware. I think the good times are ahead of us, and we can all just sit here smiling, laughing, and and just loving life again. So hopefully it does happen. Adrian G says Klopp knows who our 11 is because we only got 11 players. No, 100%. I mean, look, four huge injuries. I mean, we're down to 15 outfield players now for the last 4 games. And then outside the 11, you've got Lucas Moore, Bergwijn, and Winks. White. You've got Roden, Sanchez. So sorry, 16, I think it is. But White doesn't count. He's a youngster, really. He's not really going to get a game. But like Sanchez, donkey. Roden hasn't been near the team all season. Lucas Moura, crap when he came off the bench last week. Bergwijn kicking up fuss in training, which was reported during the week. Poor attitude. And then Harry Winks, I mean, we all know what we get with this guy, so there's not a lot we can really do. We just got to, this 11, they just got to accept the situation for what it is right now and just push through it. Just not give themselves any excuses not to perform. Big up, Adrian Trier.
Hopefully they channel in the old days, Adrian. No substitutions, no need, for more than 11 players back in the old days. Hopefully they channel that sort of energy.
No,
these excuses, though, Dave, just need to go, because we can't do anything about it now. No. We've got injuries and we haven't got a big squad. No, that's it.
No.
We can't bring any players. Too late to bring any youngsters through. I know Coover's mentality. If they're good enough, put them in. They can't be any worse. But it is a bit late in the season. It's probably too big a risk. And knowing our fan bases, if there is a youngster who puts a foot wrong, it will be all on Conte. It will be on the player. It's one of those things. We just have to deal with it.
Yeah,
on the pitch to give it 100%.
No, 100%.
Damned if we do, damned if we don't. Because whatever the result, if it doesn't work, somebody's going to get blamed by part of our fan base.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, look, it's not an ideal situation. Should we be in this situation? No, we shouldn't. But we are. And we've just got to suck it up and grind it out to the end of the season until we can do something about it. A big up, Jason. Good to see you in. It's good to see you in, Jason.
Big up, Jason. Best voice in the business. And also, Brian Daigle saying, my man Jack saying 2 words together I never thought I'd hear together or in the same sentence. Burnley and honeymoon. LOL. Big up, Daigle. Also celebrating 14 months. That is absurd.
That's crazy.
Absurd. 14 months of Daigle. Fucking right.
And fingers have had a lot of time to get a lot of muscle.
Yeah,
on
I know.
14 months.
Magic fingers. Oh, yeah.
Slipped in bricks at this
back
stage.
on.
He slipped in bricks, with it. But Daigle, I mean, yeah, Burnley honeymoon, like I said, probably the first time it's ever been uttered in the same same sentence, let alone the same paragraph, and probably to an extent the shortest honeymoon you could ever have.
100%. Big up, Daigle. 14 months. That is absolutely incredible. Hopefully we get the win to celebrate the 14 months today, Daigle. My man.
Absolutely.
But look, guys, we were speaking about, just a little bit about the fortunes we have with the Bear 11 and stuff like that. And look, I don't really, we can delve into it as much as we want, actually, really. I want to get this out the way before we go into the likes of, team selection, formation and stuff like that. But, I mean, look, it was about nearly 3 years ago since we played Liverpool in the Champions League final. Both teams were on the same sort of trajectory. Now, since then, both teams have gone on different courses. Liverpool have gone on to have a trophy-laden spell, and Spurs are still looking to end their 14 years without a trophy since the League Cup that time. What has been the difference that has led to the two contrasting fortunes? And we'll start with you on this one, Bob, and we'll work our way around.
It's simple, and without sounding like a broken record, it's the backing.
Yeah,
it is purely the backing. Liverpool have got owners who realise what they've got in a really good manager. He demanded what he wanted, and I asked this to a Liverpool fan the other day. Does that 4-1 defeat at Wembley in 2017 come across to you as sliding doors moment as well? Because as Spurs fans, or certainly to me, it was a sliding doors moment, but for the wrong reasons. That is when we should have gone to the next level and maybe gone away from Liverpool, because I mean, Kane just took the piss out of Lovren that season. If anything, Liverpool, it was probably the best thing that happened to Liverpool. They were like, nah, we should have tried a bit harder with Van Dijk. Let's go back in. January the 1st or 2nd, he was at Liverpool. Alisson followed, and they've never looked back. And I think it is. About it that way. Yeah, it is. I know it's simplifying it, guys, but I really do think it's as easy as that. And
it is.
There is a bigger picture, but yeah, it's purely comes down to the board knowing what they've got when they've got a gem, and to back him or her, in WSL, and making sure that the club goes from strength to strength. And we, unfortunately, are unable to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's not. You could also look at when we beat Chelsea 5-3. What did they do? Went away, fixed themselves, changed the formation.
Yeah.
Win the title. When it happens to us, we don't go and fix ourselves. We sack the manager, go in a different direction. It's lack of continuity, lack of backing. So all goes hand in hand.
It's a really good point, actually. I didn't think about it that way, where while we maybe had our sliding door moment, thinking about maybe what we could have done differently, you also have to look at maybe when we've given other clubs their sort of, moment of realization. I never thought about it that way, Bob. And I think actually that 4-1 result really does kind of stick out as a big moment for Liverpool. I wanted to maybe ask you just quickly, Bob, would you then say, I guess it's maybe too early to tell, but that Man United result where Nuno got sacked, could that have been maybe potentially ours?
Possibly. Only the summer will tell, though.
Too late.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'll still stand by the fact that Nuno didn't fail at Spurs. We got in an average manager from a mediocre team, mid-table team, playing, pragmatic football, and he delivered exactly that. 5 wins, 5 defeats down the middle, and that's exactly what he is. So he never failed in my eyes. The finger should be pointing somewhere else. Again, different picture, different conversation. But the only way we'll know, Jack, if that was our sliding doors moment, is the summer, mate. We'll see in the summer.
Yeah,
the sliding doors moment for me is the summer. You guys know how positive I am with regards to the team. Conte, 4-1 every. And I've said this, I've been on record, I don't believe he's going to be back this summer. But that's a different conversation, different time, and the negative energy or the narrative will come in the summer. Right now, there's no need for that. I know Daigle's weird, and he will constantly leave you out, but he's entitled to that. I love him for that. But for me, right now, it's all about us trying to get fourth, us doing the best. But in the summer, I'll be very, very very surprised if Antonio's backed at all.
Yeah,
Good
it's sliding doors for most teams, but for us, history shows it's going to be more of a cat flap moment.
Yeah, you're only cats.
Spot on. But what does a manager have to do then to come in and get just unequivocal backing like he should be getting?
It probably has to do with not only good results from Levy, but it also has to come, or for Levy, but it also has to be some sort of, I don't know, kind of like consequence for Levy. And I think maybe that's what Conte is bringing. He's like the whole idea of like, if I'm not backed, I'll leave. The whole idea that, fans only see Conte as their kind of saving grace. He's already a cult hero, despite really not actually achieving anything tangible yet. And he's kind of seen as sort of infallible in a way as well, which kind of in every way, hurts Levy when you kind of think about it, because everyone at least should point the finger towards him. And I maybe think that's perhaps their best shot to a degree, is Conte's sort of no nonsense, not settling sort of attitude, because most managers do kind of settle. Most managers do kind of play the game and kind of play to the ear of whoever they're being paid by. And I don't think Antonio Conte is that sort of guy. And perhaps that is, the best person we have in charge for that situation.
Yeah. And look, you also look at Liverpool. You look, and I'm going to keep saying this because I think their recruitment has been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You look at Gomez from Charlton, you look at Robertson from Hull. Matt came in on a free. He wasn't even at one of the top teams in Germany. And you go right through that team. A lot of their players, they haven't spent massive amount of money. Thiago, but but the reason why they're able to go for Thiago and go for someone like that off Bayern Munich is because they had everything else in place. Before that, Trent Alexander-Arnold came through the academy. I know Van Dijk cost big money, but they pulled in from Southampton rather than going to a big club and getting extorted even further. The recruitment of the goalkeeper was very good. Their recruitment has been spot on. You look at Henderson, came from Sunderland. He's been there years. Picked up Milner, whose time was up at City, to come in and add that experience to some of these younger players and stuff like that. And I think their recruitment has been absolutely fantastic. Even if you want to where they built it to get to this situation, they just picked off Southampton a lot of the times. They done what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do, is pick the best players from some of the clubs underneath them and get them into the club. Jota's come from Bulls. I mean, Mane came from Southampton, So you look at a lot of their squad, it's just been down to very intelligent recruitment. But also, once they've identified the player, they pay for the player no matter what it's going to cost them. And that's the biggest thing. If they want that player and they know it's going to improve the team, they pay that money. We identify our player, and then we look for a player out in Montenegro with the same attributes. And it's just, it can't keep continuing like that. We have to start getting our recruitment spot on. And it doesn't have to be millions upon millions upon millions, 300-400 million. You can buy smart and buy right and create a team out of it. Liverpool have proven that. So, I don't want to hear any more of us, even being, why can't we go and spend what City and Chelsea are spending? If we're being realistic, we don't have oligarch money. It's not going to be happening. But what we should be looking at is someone middle of the road like Liverpool, and it just proves that it can be done if you do it the right way with good strategical planning and the right people in place to get the football inside up and running and as good as it's done. But Bob, Ellie says, Bobby's recovery from COVID was truly magical, and I want us to make top 4 to celebrate with you, Bobby. You truly are an inspiration to us all and great at sharing prawns.
Oh, yeah.
You don't take too many prawns, Bob? You share it evenly?
Jack, I'll tell you what. First day I came back from hospital, Kim's mum and dad came round, and I thought, you know what, I've been in hospital 4 months. I've been feeding through my nose for God knows how, 22 days of coma. I'm going to fucking treat myself. So I thought, right, I spent £177 on food, right, Indian takeaway. And that night I had tandoori prawns, chicken tikka, lamb sheesh, poppadoms, chapati, butterfly tandoori, prawn butterfly. Anyway, about 6 or 7 dishes. Jeez. And I spent the next 2 days shitting and puking. Because obviously my stomach wasn't ready for that.
That sounds like heaven, lad. Before you.
Oh, mate, my stomach wasn't ready for it, and I remember just next 2 days, and Kim looking at me going, "We might have to send you back to the hospital." I'm like, no, I just overdid it. But no, the I've learned how to level myself out now when it comes to curries and stuff. But yeah, definitely, El. We'll there's one upcoming, but I will message you just in case there's a certain individual watching. I've probably made it too blatant now, but yeah, I'll be in touch. We'll be sorting something out soon.
No, there you are. Big up, Ellie. Hopefully you get down to one though. I love a good curry, to be honest with you. I absolutely
You're
love
welcome, mate. You're welcome.
Look, I'm not paying Ryanair flights to get over there just for curry. The curry down the 170 euro curry, just like yours, pal. I only get one course, lad. Big up,
It's nice to
Ellie.
know, though, Ellie, that Bob has better table manners than I do, because I do remember when we were all out having Greek food. I remember taking a few too many pita breads, you know, and from maybe the rest of the table. So it's nice to see that, you know, there may be better table manners, you know, done with you, Ellie.
I've got a homemade Rogan Josh waiting to be made after this show, and now I can't wait to get off the show.
Oh, you know what, lad? My missus is actually making a Happy Hippo and Kinder Bueno cheesecake today, so I can't wait for the watch along.
Whoa.
Have some of that with some ice cream.
Crazy.
It'll be absolutely fantastic. Look, now people understand why I'm the size I am. Like, I mean, if the missus cooking food like that, you know, you've got to be the taste tester. But big up, Eddie. Really,
you're a lightweight, David. Trust me. Literally.
I know about that. But big up, Ellie. I really do appreciate the support. Sorry, guys out there, for making everyone hungry. We're actually supposed to be talking about it. My bad. I do apologise. But look, guys, do you think that the Anfield crowd tonight, do you think we need to try and silence them early and get them a bit ropey?
It's impossible. It's impossible, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very rarely, even if they're losing or they're not playing well, it's the fans who get them through it at times. And I know it's an overused phrase, but the copies their 12th man, and what we'd do for our stand to be as loud as important during certain games as the copies. So it's impossible, Dave. We can try it, of course we can. Yeah. We can make them worried, but there's this sense that if things aren't going too well, they need to be louder. And I think, I think we just need to concentrate on our game. We need to bring our A game. It's all about us. It's all about us.
I think sometimes it's down to the team to help to get the crowd going when you're at places like Anfield. The team needs to do something to pipe down the cop end, get them a little bit more nervy about the football, and then you start hearing our away fans. They respond to it, and they really big it up. You can hear them more vocal then. So it goes hand in hand. It's a little bit of a partnership on away games.
Yeah. I think you just have to score first, honestly. I think because we're going to be sitting deep, we're going to be causing, you know, them to be very frustrated. And with how much Liverpool, I imagine, would have the ball, you could see, you know, the Liverpool crowd being very much behind it. But at the same time, if we get that early goal, kind of like we did, you know, against them the first time, you know, when Tanguy slid through Harry Kane, if we were able to get an early goal like that, that could probably maybe silence them at least for a good 20 minutes. And if we continue to, you know, frustrate them, who knows, Dave? But yeah, I agree with Bob and Kuva. It's almost near impossible. It is a very accountable, you know, crowd, and it's a very good crowd.
I will say at times, though, I have seen that crowd silenced. And, you know, it's when the game is just kind of nil on, and especially in the first half, and it's just kind of going through the motions. They do get silenced, and I think that'll be the time for us to strike, I think. It'll be a lovely time to strike, you know, get at them. But, yeah, look, their crowd, we know how much of a massive part they play today. But, look, guys, what I want to know is, look, as it stands right now before we go into the game, top four is still in our hands, providing we win all of our last 4 games. Do we have the mentality and the ability to be able to win all 4 games? We'll start with Kuva on this one.
Do we have the ability? Well, it's questionable, isn't it? I think we do. I think there's enough there to turn teams over, but without doubt, of the 4 games remaining, this is the hardest one. This is, you know, we are playing like a team capable of winning Champions League and the league title. We're just still talking about a team that could be doing the quadruple. I mean, that's how good they are. So the mentality bit is more important on this match than any of them. We've got to get both hand in hand. As Bob said, we've got to be perfection today. We've got to be our absolute peak. It can be done. If they're also at the peak of their ability and their application of it's great, and the crowd's behind them, it's going to be very difficult to get anything from it. But if we got that siege mentality, if we got that underdog spirit that we're looking for, it's all possible. Teams do this. Then Liverpool aren't unbeatable. It's just a tough nut to crack, but they are crackable. Have we still got the squad capable of doing it? We've obviously been hit with some injuries. We're lacking some depth. I mean, we're still lacking the likes of Skippy. Well, we have been for a long time, but we're finding a way without him. Now we're starting to find a way without Doherty as well when he had stepped up. Why not? I mean, why not? Because this is football. Things like this can happen. We are allowed to be the underdog. We're allowed to win as the underdog. This is what it's all about. It's dream time, isn't it? It's having your everything on your plate and enjoying a sort of birthday atmosphere after the game if you get the win. So let's take it. Let's take it. I really feel like we're going to get something out of this just because we're due it for so long. Liverpool have been getting the better of us for so long. It's sick. This would be a brilliant one to turn them over, deny them a league title, stop the quadruple, us get into Europe, Arsenal don't. Let's do it.
Great answer.
You know what, as well, just what you said there. I mean, like, this is one of the games, bar Arsenal, Chelsea, and West Ham, that make me angry, and I'm sick of losing to these fuckers. I really am. I just want to turn them over. In fact, there's no better time to get revenge on what they've done to us in the champ. Sorry, there's a big, massive B. I'll be back in one second. I need to get rid of that. I'm scared of them. But
absolutely petrified as well. But I can just take it over, Dave. You take care of it. I can just take it over. Bob, what do you think is maybe the most dangerous player? Maybe let's just talk a bit about Liverpool. Who do you think is the most dangerous player in that team? Maybe that we'll be facing tonight. I have a feeling that the fullbacks are going to be the ones who have the most majority of the ball. So what are your thoughts? Like, how do we maybe deal with that? The fact that we'll be so probably beholden to just sitting back and sitting deep, and some of those really good players will be on the ball.
I think their strong points will reflect our weak points, and we all know our weak points are a wing back. I mean, Emerson, bless his cotton socks, he's not great. He wears our shirt at the moment, so there is a part of me that feels like we have to back him. But the thought of Robertson or Trent, Robertson and Diaz running up against Emerson, it just takes me back to the night after I had all that curry. So. Yeah, they've got Salah doesn't bother me too much. Oh, famous fucking last words, Bob. But I know.
You know what happens.
Yeah, I know.
I left him out on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
But what you mean with the one-on-one defending? Yeah, Emerson versus Sessegnon. Sessegnon maybe gives you a bit more, comfort.
Yeah. There's talk of Emerson being a good defender. I've not seen that yet. I've always seen him being twisted in and out. But for them, I really do think Diaz is a world-class player already, and for me, he's got capabilities to change any game. The question you asked earlier, Dave, do we have the players?
Yeah, who are you most afraid of? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, do we have the players to finish the top four? No, we don't. But we're there, and the areas we're there is because of Conte. We don't have a top four squad. We don't. Let's be honest. If we start the same squad next season, we're going to be nowhere near the top four. Do we have the mentality? History would suggest we don't. But we've never had a Conte. And that's why I keep on saying, and I know Dirty Pussy keeps on saying that as well, we need to reflect Conte's mentalities. His fan base. He's not a loser. He's expecting us to finish top four. He believes us to finish top four. And we need to immerse in that. Yeah, we need to immerse in that. So do we have the squad? Do we have the mentality? Maybe not. But we've got Conte, and that's good enough.
And we got the belief. Absolutely, Bob. Yeah. Love that. Maybe just quickly to Kuva, who's maybe that most dangerous player you would say maybe today for Liverpool, especially maybe the way it was set up?
For me, it's always Trent. He's just an unbelievable player. He's at both ends of the field, but his delivery into the box is just second to none. And they've just got multitude of players that are capable of getting in the end of that. If we can keep him quiet, we're in a reasonable shape. Again, I'm kind of going to risk it. What Bob started with, I'm not that bothered about Salah. We saw Sessegnon do a great job on him at White Hart Lane. It's going to be the same matchup again this time. Trent, another difference though. Even from the set pieces as well, he's just got that unbelievable ability to put the ball on a sixpence, and they unfortunately do have players that can make the difference. Down the left hand side, talking about Robertson and Mane going down there. It is a worry against Emerson, of course it is. But we also have a Romero over there to cover.
Yeah,
that's going to matter. We have a Bentancur who can help out on that right flank as well. I think we can contain them, even if we're not exciting down that side, and just see what we can get out the rest of the game. But the one that worries me on them the most is going to be the likes of a Mane or a Jota, because they're the ones that pop up when you look like you're heading for a draw and they just snatch it away from you. And
they're secretly good in the air as well.
Yeah,
Jota and Mane are secretly good in the air. As Jota, I think, especially because I think for a while it felt like Mane was the only guy that could win anything in the air, for that team. But now that Jota's come in, he's also just like secretly really good in the air. It's like he positions himself in the right areas, and he also has a pretty good vertical, like kind of Mane does. So yeah, they're kind of the poachers, you could say.
And then you look at their bench as well. They can bring on people like Firmino and stuff. And you look at our bench. You're not going to change it up, really, are you? It's
the fact that Firmino has become like third choice even for the position as well is just incredible. Yeah, and he's still a ridiculous player.
Thiago's a player we should look out for. He's been unbelievable for them the last little while. And what they have now, maybe I think what they didn't have back when we played them in December, is Thiago, the way he's playing at the minute and his passing ability. Players can just make runs off them rather than having to create the chance for themselves. So it does kind of change the course of the game a little bit. Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. How quickly can we get out and close him down? Because you can't just keep letting them put them in lovely, delicious, inviting balls into a box like that. You can't. He's one of the best crossers I've seen of a ball since David Beckham. You can't just let him have free rein. So someone has to get out there quick to get him closed down. Down the other side, I'm not too worried. I think Romero will have a tasty challenge or two for one of them, and they'll think twice about it, to be honest with you.
The one thing I'm a bit worried about with Liverpool, just quickly, versus the likes of City, is that some of those players we're mentioning, I feel like they play a bit more quickly and a bit more urgently than the likes of City. City seem to take their time methodically, picking out the passes, where players like Trent, might just go for a random 40-yard ball into the box, and who knows, it actually ends up into a goal. They take more risks than, maybe the likes of City. That helps us, though, because then it gives us more opportunities to counterattack. But that's what I think maybe I am a bit more worried about, where like the way that City kind of attack, it takes a while for them, it feels like, to get close to your goal. They eventually break you down, they get close. But I feel like Liverpool, it's that sort of team where, 3 minutes and they might have 6 shots, in the case of 3 minutes. And that's what I'm more worried about. And when you said about Thiago's in that sort of form right now where, I don't know, he's looking like what he did under Bayern, where he's just running midfield and is just he takes 2 touches, sprays a pass, 2 touches, plays a pass into somebody's feet. He has that mental clock that I think is really good. Something we always probably wanted Winks to do is just be a bit more urgent on the ball every time he receives it, turns, plays a pass, turns, plays a pass again. So I would say Trent is probably my big threat, but Thiago is certainly a close second, especially when he's in really good form. Thiago is pretty ridiculous.
No, 100%. 100%. Look, we're definitely up against it today. No doubts about it. They have a fantastic team. They really do. But look, guys, what I want to know is how should we approach this game? I'm not sure whether to go with asking you on the formation first or just in general a game plan. I think we might start with a bit of a game plan, I suppose. What sort of game plan would you implement today? I mean, for me, I think there's 2 ways we can approach this game. I think we can approach it the way Villarreal did in the first half against Liverpool in the Champions League, but do we have the capability to replicate that for at least half of the second half? I'm not sure. Or do we just sit back, keep it tight, plug up the gaps, and just make it a nervous game, keep it nil-all for as long as possible, invite Liverpool onto us. Hopefully they push more and more men forward, knowing that they really need that win because they want that quadruple. I mean, how do we approach it? And I suppose we start with you, Jack, and work our way around.
Maybe I kind of am really intrigued about maybe the formation or even the shape that we go for. So I'll kind of keep this answer a bit shorter than maybe my next one. Maybe we go about it in the first 15 minutes. I'd like to see that front three and that midfield be pressing and working very hard, just to maybe surprise them a bit. Just show that we're not just going to sit deep immediately. But I do expect us to sit deep, and I think we should sit deep because that is actually how we play sort of our best game against these kind of teams. Let's be honest, that is sort of the best way we can succeed against a team like Liverpool. But I would want maybe us for the first 15 minutes might be a lot to ask, but perhaps maybe in the first 15 minutes, Dave, press a bit higher than maybe normal. Have the line, the defensive line be a bit higher than maybe it would be in the rest of the game. But then, maybe after that 15-minute spell, once you kind of, put a bit of energy, once you kind of start sweating a bit, then you can kind of sit deep into that shape where you can be able to hurt the likes of a Liverpool. So I would say, Dave, start the game hot like we always want the team to do, and then maybe settle into, a very pragmatic kind of conservative shape, because honestly, that is the way we're going to try to win this game. And that is probably the best way to try to win this game. You can't beat Liverpool with Liverpool's kind of game. We can't just say, oh, let's just high press them and, see how it works for us. We're just not that sort of team, and we're not good enough to be that sort of team. So we have to play a game plan that works the best for us. But I would say, Dave, I'd like to see a bit more energy in maybe the first 15 minutes, if it's possible, instead of us just sitting deep and booting the ball, away right away.
I just think if we start settling into that straight away, I think you'll see the likes of Dyer and Davies start to become complacent. And I've seen that time and time again when we start doing that. And then what happens is then the mistakes start creeping right throughout the team. So I genuinely believe we cannot start like that, because once one person gets complacent, he'll be punished straight away. But look, I mean, Bob, how would you approach this game today if you were manager? What would you do?
I mean, I know there's a narrative within our fan base that we'll get the better of Liverpool's high line. That's our strong point with regards to Sonny and Decky running behind them. But 31 clean sheets in all competitions, 135 goals would say to you it's very rarely they come under a cropper with their high line. I agree with the pressing, but we can't do it in phases. We can't do it. Two or three people can't press them. It has to be as a team.
100%.
If the press isn't as intense, then so be it. But everyone has to be on the same level. There's no point in Sonny and Decky pressing high intensity and the midfielders not doing the same. It's got to match. It's got to match throughout the team. Yeah. Because if we press them consistently with high intensity, we're going to be knackered after 20, 30 minutes. And we all know, allegedly, that 63% of the players at Liverpool are on drugs. We have to overcome that as well. But no, whatever we do, we have to do as a team. When we press, we have to press as a team. When we sit off, we have to sit off as a team. And certainly when we attack, we have to make sure that the balls are on point. I know there was a tweet out earlier talking of Decky actually playing in midfield in a 3 with Sonny and Kane up front. That'd be interesting. But for me, I don't know if it's worth changing.
Just quickly on that, Bob. I think we try. If you remember, actually, were you out with the coma for the City game?
Sorry?
No, he wasn't.
I was. That was my first game I saw. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I came out.
I can't ask you on it. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So if you remember against Man City, for the first 20, 25 minutes, maybe half an hour, Kulusevski actually played inside as part of the midfield. But the only thing is, Emerson was getting roasted, and then he was having to get out there and help Emerson because he was being doubled up on the whole time. Can we employ something like that today, or do you think he'll be punished if we do that?
Well, we've got to remember, Kane had the game of his life as well that day.
True.
The amount of times he was coming deep. The first goal, perfect example. Putting Sonny through, and then the closest man to him was Decky. Yeah. So we could do that. Of course we can. That is something that we could do. But there's no point in Decky playing in that inside role if Kane's not going to have the game of his life again. So everyone needs to turn up. And Kane needs a big performance because he scored against Leicester, but let's be honest, it wasn't too great. Everyone has to bring their A game today. Anyone falls short, then we can't have any complaints, although we will.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. I think everybody has to show up, and we will touch on Harry Kane actually in a little while because he has been a bit poor the last 3 games. So we will touch on him in a minute. But I mean, Cougar, how would you approach this game today?
Unfortunately, we can't do it as I would like to do it because I'm all about total attacking football 100% of the time. I'm Aussie Ardelis, old school about it. I believe in pebble dashing the opponent's goal all game and never relents from it. Never time waste. Don't even take the ball into the corner flag when the seconds are running down in your head. I still think you should look for another goal. I can't stand it when you play any other way. But we haven't got the players for that. So we're going to have to match them with heart. We're going to have to match them with desire. We're going to have to turn it into a bit of a fight in the midfield if we have to.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back. We miss Skip for that. He would be brilliant for this sort of game. Just for congesting the midfield, turn it into a war zone. Don't let Liverpool have their own way. Don't let the likes of Thiago dictate the game. Don't give the likes of Trent a free run on one wing and Robertson a free run on the other wing. Get in their faces. Get aggressive. Turn it nasty. Yes. We've talked about this for a long time. Mourinho talked about it. Conte believes in this as well. Get nasty with opposition teams. You're not there to make friends and win them over. You're there to smash them. You want everything they got to offer. So I'm actually hoping to say Liverpool playing well, but us matching it and still taking something, because that will show our character and that will show that we are ready for the remaining 3 games. And if Liverpool are playing well and we still come away with a win, Arsenal are going to be shitting it when we come to play them.
Yeah. No, 100%. And look, I agree with you. I think getting nasty, and like you said, I love that expression, turning it into a war zone. I mean, that is the great equalizer. That's the great equalizer to the ability and the asthma inhalers that they're all on, the drug cheats. But at the end of the day, that is the great equalizer. Just get up in their face, make it nasty. I don't want to see any of this picking up Henderson off the ground because he's England captain. I want to see Dyer trampling on him. You know what I mean? I just want to see us actually give it a real good go today. A bit like what Chelsea done to us at the Battle of the Bridge that time. They turned it nasty and they got into our psyche. So let's do that today. I would love to see that from this Tottenham team today. Just go out there and just be a bunch of see you next Tuesdays. Because it's still hard. I can't say that word yet, and plus I don't like it.
I absolutely don't believe there is just some magical tactic that's going to unlock Liverpool. It's all about performance. It's all about every player being on the top of their game, doing their job correctly, and then just waiting patiently for your chances, because we won't get a lot. Let's be honest now. We're away at Anfield. It's not like we're going to dominate the game and thrash them. So be patient, be resolute when they've got the ball. Just be a little bit brave, but adventurous when we do get the ball, because they can be unlocked. You just have to take your time. You have to accept that it isn't always going to work. Be patient. You can do it. But you got to match them in that midfield, especially for my money. And like I said, and as you agree, it's the war zone mentality. You don't let them have an easy ride.
Val Taylor says nasty like David Howes was.
No, nasty. Surprise, Cougar likes being nasty. But it's... ability-wise, there's no competition. Well, there's no way we're going to match them ability-wise. 1 to 11. If we do a combined 11, we'd want to put Romero in there. We'd want to put a Sonny in there. But let's be honest, 1 to 11, we'd take Liverpool's 11 any day, wouldn't we? But Dirty Pussy's spot on. It's all about mentality. Our mentality has to be spot on. Our mentality needs to be of being brave, of being in tandem. Everyone, it all spoke about everyone pressing at the right time, but mentality, everyone's got to have the same mentality today as well. That goes right from our players to our manager to our fan base as well, because ability-wise, we can't touch them, man. Let's be honest. We can't touch them.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why we've got to turn it nasty. See Romero's 2 tackles for the goal last week? I want to see a few of them today from all over the pitch. I don't want to see Ben Davies trying to match a guy for pace when he just doesn't have it. Slide, take him out, put him into one of the stands there. Absolutely love it. That's what it's about today. You got to be nasty, absolutely nasty. I want to see us turn up and ruffle some feathers. I really do. Big up, Dave. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you enjoy the game today. Look, keep my niece out of that dirty Liverpool kit. Tell her she's still cut off on the pocket money until she changes team. But he says it's going to be a serious test for both teams. Son is going to cause Trent problems, but I think our high intensity will win us the game. Yeah, look, you're high intensity, but that's because of the asthma inhalers, Dave. I don't know if you've done any reading into it. I'm sure you have, but you're cheats. You're cheats. That's what you are. It's all the stuff off the inhalers, my man. But look, tell my sister not to worry if no one can get a hold of me after the game. If we lose, I'm just turning off my phone because it's just not working. So not to worry, my man. But look, best of luck today. But I hope we smash it. If we do, I'll make that trip down and I'll see you tomorrow, my man, if we win. Big up, Dave. Hope you're keeping well, brother. And if we don't win, you won't see me for about 3 weeks. But look, guys, what I want to know is Liverpool are going to play a midfield three. That's obvious. And we've struggled against midfield threes throughout the course of this season. Should we go and play like we did in the draw back in December and go out with a 3-5-2 and try and match them in midfield? Or should we go 3-4-3? And just bear in mind, when we did play that three in midfield, we should have won that game. Mo Salah handballed the ball in the build-up to the goal, and they still gave it miraculously. I mean, and people wonder why I call them Liverpool. But, I mean, Jack, we'll let you sound off on this because I know you said you had a long answer. So what formation do you think we should do? Replicate what we've done in December or stick to the 3-4-3, which got us here?
It's kind of a mixture of both. I don't even know if it's going to be that long of an answer, but I actually think the 5-4, we kind of do when we come up against these sort of teams, we do kind of sit deep into like kind of a 5-4-1, to a degree where, right, we're a 3-4-3 going forward, but, Sonny and Kulusevski drop in and sort of kind of form, like a flat four in the midfield. I expect that, some way, to be, implemented by Conte today, Dave. But what we really need is like at least two players to get out of the areas that Liverpool would try to win the ball from us. What I think worked so well last time was we had the likes of Sonny and Kane as sort of that out ball against the likes of Liverpool. They were able to combine really high up the pitch and then be able to play either or, in behind. I think we need kind of that again. I think we're going to stick with the 3-4-3 in terms of like the personnel. But I think what we want, Dave, is maybe Sonny not to work as maybe hard defensively all the time and be very, close to Kane, or at least able to make runs in and beyond Kane when we do get the ball, and also so that we don't have to try to play through that Liverpool press. Because what I don't want to see happening is us, trying to always play through that press, because that's playing to their game, that's, playing to their level. And I think what we should be doing is kind of what we did last time is, maybe a few moon boots, balls over the top, to the likes of Sonny, to Harry Kane, same thing from Romero, as well. It really did help us out a lot. So maybe, Dave, someone like a Kulusevski might have to work a lot harder. Maybe he kind of sort of drops into the midfield a bit more. So you could kind of do a 3-5-2 where Kulusevski is maybe more helping out in the middle areas of the pitch, as well as helping out Emerson too. But maybe you have someone like Sonny, sometimes maybe not work as hard defensively and maybe kind of, sit maybe a bit up top with Kane at times. Maybe that's how you could go about it. But I do expect us to go with the same personnel, but maybe the shape might be a bit different, defensively.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know what? I would like to stick with the 3-4-3, Jack. I agree with you that for me, I think if the ball's out one side, you can get the other one to kind of push into midfield, and vice versa. If it's out the other side, get the other one to kind of drop into midfield. And the only thing is, though, if they do get it to Thiago, and that's why I would like one of them to drop in midfield so we can get very close to Thiago, because if they get it to Thiago, he's very easily capable of just switching it out and exploiting us. So I think it'd be very interesting to see what Conte does. Gary O'Neill with the super chat. Big up, Gary O'Neill. I really appreciate the support, man. Very generous. And he said,
I think the super chat is for Hashim Afzal, who I think he wants to donate to get him some glasses, saying that the guy at the top right looks like Lukaku. So I don't know if that is, but I know he sent a message through.
I can see it now. It's the hat.
It's the hat. Yeah. That's what it is.
Maybe, maybe the beard is a bit similar, but unfortunately Lukaku doesn't have a ginger beard. Maybe he should go for that. Because, he's so often never played the ball. They seem to always miss his runs in behind. Maybe he dyes the beard, maybe they find an easier time, getting the ball to him. I always believe that, sometimes the blonde players, are always, seen more often by the scouts. So I would say to Lukaku, maybe dye the beard, to a Kaniki kind of ginger color.
Or maybe Hashim knows you're just a shit footballer.
But
That's actually probably the more accurate part. That's actually more accurate.
See, Jack,
That Sheem sees to see through me.
It's just hard for you to get going on Saturdays.
That's it.
Unfortunately, not a good touch for a big man. Unfortunately,
Jack
not
out there kicking the ball off the walls of Brooklyn now at 2 a.m. Bob coming. Getting his first touch crack. I show Bob. I love it. I love it. But Gary O'Neill, he did say,
Wolves scored in injury time to make it 2-2. Chelsea were 2-0 up.
Come
And
on!
they brought back 2-2.
Come on,
Nice.
that's
Cody,
What a
Connor
second
Cody.
half.
Come on.
Seven minutes into injury time. Brilliant.
Love it.
We've
Come on.
got to win now. We've got to win now. Nothing will be funnier than Chelsea missing out on top 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sorry, I've interrupted
No,
you.
that'd be absolutely
Big
nice.
update.
Gary O'Neill says, hi, gents, great show. Agree, attack is the best form of defense. Would rather lose having a go. Imagine us being the first ever Prem loss for Van Dijk at Anfield. Now, there's a stat. Jack, he wants to take your job. Jack. He wants to be the stat man.
Gary, few people have even put this in the comments here. I have yet to even mention that in Stats with Jack, Dave. So not even just Gary. A few people are after my job here. A few people are outstatting me. So it's not even just Gary here. But Gary, really do appreciate it, my man. And honestly, that is just a stupid stat, to be fair. Like, Van Dijk is just, at the end of the day, he really is just a human wall. He really is just a human wall.
Yeah, he really is. But big up, Gary. Look, for me, I agree. Look, we just got to go. For me, it's all about being smart. You can keep your shape and sort of press them in in the same sort of way, press them into areas of the field, and then really, use something as a trick of that press and get after them. But once you get the ball, you got to be brave. If we're in breakaway spaces, I don't want to see a player getting on the ball like Harry Winks does and slow it down and wait for everyone to get back behind him before he passes it, or getting on the ball and passing it backwards. If you get a breakaway, you've got to go for it. That's where the space is. That's you got to go for it today. But big up, Gary. I really do appreciate the support, my man. Top guy. Good to see you, Ingaz. And who else have we got? We've got Dark Sun G. He says Wolves 2, Blues 2 in the last minute of extra time. I'd say you're absolutely buzzing, Dark Sun G. I'd say you're absolutely buzzing. This guy's across all of the Premier League every day of the week, 7 days a week, no day off. I love it, Dark Sun G. Dark Sun G, have you any stats for us? Usually you come out with some mad stats that no one's seen anywhere. So have you any for us today, my man? And he says, now, if Brighton beats Man United, that would be awesome. I mean, that would be absolutely brilliant. It would be nice. Look, United won't get top 4 anyway, but I'll be honest with you, though, Dark Sun G, I hate Brighton too. I don't even want to see them win. A draw would be the best outcome there for me. I just hate Harry Potter. I don't want to see him getting him with plaudits than what he needs. You know what I mean? It really annoys me. But Dark Sun G, what would cheer me up now is a lovely, luscious stat that you usually have, one that no one has seen anywhere. So big yourself up, my man. And guys, we're going to go for about another half an hour. So everyone keep smashing that like button. Keep smashing that subscribe button. Keep getting them super chats in with thoughts, opinions, feelings, agreements, disagreements, questions, whatever it may be that's on your mind. Why not super chat? It's a massive help to everything we do here. Like I said, so many people out without the badge beside their name, that lovely circle. Grab that membership as well. But most importantly, the likes of Bob, Jack, who's given up his time, and Kuva, who's representing 3 Spurs boys today, giving up their time. Get over and check out Bob Spur TV, Flat Cap Eurotalk, and the 3 Spurs boys, and smash the subscribe button on them. Because as much as we put the show together and the questions, the guests are the ones that come and make it what it is. So show the love and the appreciation and get over there and smash that subscribe button on all the channels.
Can I be really cheeky and give Shelfside Spurs a shout out? Look, I just have.
Of course you can. We'll get Shelfside Spurs in there today as well. So Jack is putting the links in the chat there, guys. So just sneakily get across and smash that subscribe button. But look, I suppose we'll keep moving. Did Kuva and Bobby? No, you didn't answer the formation question, did you?
Nah, don't worry about that.
We're not important though, are we?
Yeah.
No. I do want to know. I mean, would you go for a treat?
It's all about dirty pussy and shitting out curries down there.
Do you agree with what Jack was saying or what I was saying? Do you disagree? Would you want to go for the 3-5-2, 3-4-3? I mean, what do you think will work today at Anfield?
For me,
sorry. No, you go, Dave.
For me, I would like to see a sort of 3-5-2 kind of thing up. As I said before, it's all about getting hold of that midfield. If you let Liverpool dictate the tempo, they're just going to tear you apart. Can't have Thiago dwelling on the ball. You've got to be in his face constantly. that means other players brought into play. Liverpool are just full of good players. That's all there is to it. You've got to match them man for man. You've got to get control of the territory in the midfield. If you allow them control and pass it around freely, they'll just pick you apart. Even it doesn't matter with them. You can hold them off for 80 minutes. They can pick off 3 goals in the last 10. It's the sort of team they are. So we've got to compete with them. Got to have the numbers in there. And just when we do have that sniff of a chance, like Jack was saying, you take it. You just take the risk, throw yourselves forward in numbers, try and support the man that's making the breakaway, catch up. It could be one of those classic breakaways, cut back to the edge of the box to hit it in. It's a classic way of scoring on the break. It's there. We could do it. But for me, 3-5-2, get control of that midfield.
We just don't want to leave Harry Kane up top by himself, and we're just pumping balls up to him, and there's just nothing to support him. So that's why I would rather take more of a risk and maybe ask Sonny to, listen, Sonny, don't have to track back nearly as much. Maybe take a few more risks, play a bit closer to Kane in certain moments, just because when we do win the ball back, I don't want us to just either think that we're just going to pump it long to Kane in hopes that, something might happen, or we're going to think we have to play through the press. I want there to be some semblance of like 2 up top to a degree. It doesn't have to be blatantly 2 up top, but, sort of looks like it.
Yeah, we just need to be flexible, don't we? But I mean, it's weird. I had a psychiatric help earlier, and they said, look, you just need to forget about the coma, don't think about it, get over it. And I come onto a fucking stream where all we're talking about is a game that I didn't even see because I was in a fucking coma. But hey ho, it's no. All joking aside, like Dirty Pussy says, we just need to be we just need to. It's I'm sure he'll explain with. But it's
don't explain.
No, don't explain.
Don't explain. I think I'll lose the humor.
Imagination go wild. But we just need to be flexible. All jokes aside, we need to be proactive. Just not only Conte, but on the pitch as well. If we are being outnumbered, which let's be honest, we probably will be in midfield. Let's have Kane come back into. But there's no point Kane coming into midfield if Sonny and Decky are going to come back as well. We need those runners up front, i.e. Man City-esque. That's it. So we need to be proactive, and we need to be flexible when it comes to the game. And it should. We'll talk about mentality. If things aren't going well, I know the Villarreal game was a rare occurrence, but there have been games this season where if things aren't going well for Liverpool in the first half or first half of the first half, the players will look around. The likes of a Henderson, a Thiago, a Van Dijk will go around like, we do this, and we don't have them players right now, and that's a mentality issue. The good teams, and I hate to put Man City in it, but the likes of a Man City, a Liverpool, a Chelsea in their plum, they do have the right mentality of players who have that automatic proactiveness within them to change it on the pitch before going into half time. Unfortunately, we lack that right now. But I think that's one thing we will have to do tonight if things aren't going our way. Which, let's be honest, there's more chance of not going. Going lightly.
Well, I think Boob Sport is right. If you also taken into consideration that the one worry I do have, well, apart from the obvious worries about it being Liverpool, but what worked against Leicester was Emerson, despite his really limited ability, he was able to kind of hold up that right back spot a little bit. He just did enough to sort of secure it, and that allowed Romero to get forward aggressively. And that was a huge weapon against Leicester. We directly got a goal out of it. Against Liverpool, he's not going to be able to do that. Because the danger is too strong on that side of the field. He's going to be pinned back as well. And with that sort of impetus going in from the midfield, it makes it even harder. Then we're looking at who does go into that midfield to make up the 3-5-2 like we're talking about. Because Kane isn't ideal for that. He's still he's still that sort of in between sort of player, isn't he? He's not neither the 10 nor the 9.
Right.
Who do we bring in? It can't be Winks.
No.
So
I don't want to see it.
Are we at this point where we think look to the bench, maybe Harvey White. I mean, I know Bob's saying it's too early for him and everything, but
I see your point of view as well, mate. I do see.
Oh yeah,
I do see your argument. Yeah,
I'll get yours as well, mate. But I'd also like to think sometimes it can damage a player coming in, but other times it makes a player. They make their debut in the most hostile environment, and the confidence they get from it just spurs them on to brilliant things. It's happened time and time again. And why are we the only team in the league, in the Premiership, that has a problem bringing in youngsters to the team? There's something wrong there. You look at Declan Rice at West Ham; he just cruises into the team, no problem at all.
Do you know why I don't think we do it, Kuva? Is because we don't have a settled squad enough to be able to do it, that these youngsters can come in, they have people around them that can help with them with their own game, because we have players that are struggling with their game, so they're not going to be able to help these youngsters or aid these youngsters when they come into the first team. I think you have to have that right environment around your senior players to be able to bring these players in so that they 100%. Can guide them and leaders.
100%.
Sorry, just quickly on that point. Man United the other night, it was that youngster that came on from them.
Yeah,
Man United were pathetic.
Hannibal.
He strutted around like he's a seasoned pro. He was brilliant.
He was angry though, wasn't he? But I go back to, like you said, Dave, the class of 92, you don't win anything with youngsters. But they were coming into a winning team. They hadn't had the joys and the title wins they had later on. But they were coming in, with quality players around them. It'd be interesting before we go to the Super Chat, if you don't mind. Where are you two? With regards to? Maybe it's a simple case of our young players aren't good enough. Maybe we're making them to be a bit more than what they actually are. But where are you two with regards to pushing in not pushing in, but certainly bringing in youngsters right now, this time of the season? Be it Vinier or Harvey, whoever.
Do you know what, Bob? So, look, me and you had a debate about Dane Scarlett last season, and look, the whole crux of the debate for me is I'd rather give someone like Dane Scarlett a chance than someone like a Carlos Vinicius, who at the time was a bit of a journeyman. But right now, with what we're chasing for the end of the season, I don't think it's the right time to introduce. I've seen people call for Lavinier and things like that. I don't think it's the right time. But at the same time, when it comes to like Harry Winks, I would much rather see Harvey White being given the game time, because if I can't trust Harry Winks at home in front of our own crowd, what makes me think I can trust Harry Winks going into a noisy Anfield, where the players are where there's a lot of pressure going into this game? Liverpool want the quadruple, Tottenham want top four, and with Winks, he does not cope with pressure. So it's kind of like, if you bring him on or you bring him into the team, we all know what's going to happen. We've seen it time and time again. Do you know what, Bob? It's a bit of a fine balance you have to strike, because, look, Dane Scarlett didn't work out or didn't develop the way I thought maybe he would have. And I just, right now, I don't...
We're not seeing any proof of that, though, have we, Dave? Let's be honest. Have we seen enough proof that he hasn't developed? Or are we saying that because he hasn't been in the first team, first 11, is a clear indication that he's not ready?
Yeah,
I think it has a lot to. Yeah, sorry, Dave. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just going to say.
Bob was asking.
No. Just quickly, I was just going to say. I think the fact that you're not seeing him in and around the team, I think is indication that he's not ready. But I think he's not ready in a sense that, look, if you bring him on for Harry Kane, you're taking drastically away what you have from the first 11. But when you play him in the game, in the likes of cup games and stuff like that, you don't have the other individuals around them to help him, to give him the very best chance to succeed. And I think that's the biggest problem at Tottenham. Look, I would love to see a lot more academy players come through this club. But when you don't have a settled first team, you're not creating the right environment to bring these guys through. And I know what Kuva's saying about United, but they're at a point where they're at a bit of a reset completely. The new manager coming in, he loves the youngsters, and I think that's why you're seeing the likes of Alanga and this guy maybe coming through and stuff like that. But at Tottenham, I think we need a very settled first 11 and create the right environment to bring these youngsters in to be able to play. Because look, I don't want them coming in around the likes of an Ndombele, a Lo Celso and an Ali, because it's the wrong message to send them completely. It's the wrong people to be rubbing off in the game. So for me, I think once you get a settled 11, I think you will start seeing youngsters come in, because you can play them. Like if we finish in the Europa League, that'll be good for them, because I do think Conte would give them a chance. but we'll also have better players that we can trust to go out there and get a result, which we didn't have this year. We sent senior pros out there against Ennis Mora and couldn't get the job done. Why would you want to put a youngster in that environment and let them take the blame for something like that?
On the other hand, I like to think it works the other way too. You get somebody who's not performing, a youngster comes in and shows them up. They're going to be thinking, I'm going to look like a right clown if I don't pull my socks out and get my game on.
And the Hannibal did that to an extent when he came into Man United, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was pissed off that it was his team who were getting thrashed by Liverpool.
Yeah.
But is there a question as well that do we trust our own fan base? A Harvey White comes on with 20 minutes to go, and he puts a couple of misplaced passes.
Yeah,
I don't trust some of our. I'm not going to do Estelle and put everyone in the same boat, but some of our fan base I do worry about that could potentially destroy.
I agree.
We don't have the patience to give these
we don't,
youngsters.
mate. We don't. You're right.
I think it just has to do with the fact that there isn't really a superstar 11 to really back up those youngsters. Because what you kind of look at other teams like Chelsea and Liverpool might be the best examples is they'll field an 11 of 9 starters, but then they'll put 2 kind of youth academy kind of sort of prospects in that team. And since they're surrounded by players that I think David or Bob brought up before, which was, players that aren't in struggling form, players that are full of confidence, players that back their ability, can help out the youngsters since they're not so worried about what, their own form, is or what their own ability is. So you can have players teach those young players how to play the game, how to play whatever system they're doing, and then make those young players look good. And I think that's the other problem is we maybe don't have enough good players in our starting 11 to make our young players, look good. And so maybe that's probably the other issue there as well. And you can't have, and whoever was saying, can't have some of our players teaching our young players. We can't have Emerson teaching people how to cross. We can't have Gio. We can't have Gio teaching them to take corners. We can't have, Harry Kane, no offense, teaching them free kicks. But I don't know. It's all, I don't think the last one was a good example, but I think we know what the point is that we just don't have players that are good enough to be able to take on the burden of maybe a youth player in the 11. I think they're just not good enough. Yeah. No.
Sorry, go on, Bob.
No, I was just going to say, maybe, and I'll probably get a bit of stick for this, but you know what? For this summer, forget the academy, forget the youngsters. Let's concentrate on making our first team squad better. Now, if part of the first team squad means a Scarlett comes through, a Divine comes through, a Harvey White comes through, brilliant. But our sole responsibility, our sole purpose, our sole mindset should be making sure that first 11 gets better, and then our squad gets better. Fortunately, Conte's managed to make our squad better by making Dyer a better player and Davis a better player. And I personally would want them around the squad next season. We're not going to win stuff with Dyer and Davis in the first 11, but certainly have them within the squad. But that should be our main priority.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, Coover's right. Dirty Pussy's right. If you're good enough and you're young enough and you're young enough and you're good enough, you'll come through eventually anyway. And if our academy is that great, leave them to it for once. This summer, right, you guys concentrate on that. We're going to concentrate on a first team squad. Make that better. And I think selfishly we need to do that.
But Bob, if you do that, right, you bring in leaders and you have leaders right throughout the spine of the team. Like right now, you could put in a right back, but who's going to be the leader at centre back?
Exactly,
Coach the guy through the game. You could bring in a centre midfielder, but is Winks going to be the guy in the cup games or the Europa League games, whatever it may be, that these guys are going to get a chance to play? And is he the right guy to be coaching a person through a game, or just giving them little bits of information like positions to be in and stuff like that? Not the right players to do it. And that's why even if a youngster does come in, for me, unless you're an exceptional youngster like a Wayne Rooney was or Ronaldo was, you're set up to fail because you have players that we don't have enough leaders. Like you look at Liverpool, they could bring through a Trent Alexander-Arnold or Blood Gomez in beside Van Dijk because Van Dijk's a leader. He speaks, he pulls, he tells them where they need to be. He'll roar at them. You can drop the youngster in midfield, Jones, because you have a Henderson, a Milner in there. Yeah. No matter who he's put in with, there's people in there to coach him through. And you can bring in a Harvey Elliott because you have like a Mana, a Salah, a Jota. 100%. It doesn't matter who's there. People to help get the guy through the game. We don't have that at Tottenham. Until we get strength and depth, I don't think you'll see too many youngsters come through until that happens. But absolutely great discussion on youngsters, and maybe we'll have to take this one step further another day. So we will. I really
was going to say with what Boob Sport's quite right. What he was saying about there's a responsibility to get the first team as strong as you possibly can be. The added benefit then from youngsters' point of view is we're going to be doing away with this, even the possibility of some youngsters might be coming through at the moment thinking, get a first team chance and I can look elsewhere for my career. We want them coming through thinking, first team's winning trophies. This is brilliant. I want to be here. I want to be part of this. Yeah. You get the extra effort out of them. You get the real heart, the desire, the passion for our club, not just thinking about a career and, they'll have to move away. They don't have to. They can work at it from grassroots. So it's good. But I think there's also a bigger question with our fan base is it just a sign of the times, the instant gratification stuff? Everything's on a plate for us nowadays. Even your meals, you can shove in a microwave meal, have it in 2 minutes. Yeah. There's no need to wait for anything. So people got the same attitude with the team now. I want to follow a successful team, so let's have it immediately. There's no building.
Yeah, but definitely carry on this conversation another time. Dirty Pussy loves talking about young kids.
No, we will. We'll definitely carry it on because I think, I think you can pull out some of the Europa Conference League games where you were having Scarlett play with the likes of Gale and Winks and stuff, and look how uncohesive that was, and not many instructions, to Dane Scarlett being given whether they want them to drop deep to help them and get on the ball or run in behind, and it's just little things like that can make a difference and help coach a youngster, and you see gradual development. But look, we'll take a couple of these super chats because I do want to ask. Quick, about, will we see any changes? Kulizeski may be back in for Lucas. Then I want to ask you, what would you do if you were Conte today? Because the subs, I have no inspiration. Bergwijn has attitude problems. Winks is a fucking child. And Lucas just has no impact lately. So what do we do coming from the bench today? How can we change it up? And then can Sonny catch more Salah for the golden boot? But we'll take these super chats first. Dark Sun G21 says Liverpool is tiring, in my opinion. Scraping Newcastle by the lucky goal, almost loving to Villarreal or losing to Villarreal. If Villarreal had a better goalkeeper, barely beating Toffee's chance. Look, everything gave them a good game, but look, it's a derby game. When it's derby games like that, it's the great equalizer. The derby on it, it kind of pulls maybe the weaker team and pulls them up a level. So I wouldn't really be reading too much into that one. But the Villarreal one, you can take something from. That there is space in behind them. You can't get at them. You just got to get up in their faces. How long can you continue it? You just got to be smarter with it. But I do agree with you. Look, that goal that he conceded to Fabinho, where he stepped to the side and it went through his legs. It's just absolutely shocking goalkeeping, to be honest with you, Dark.
He was bad in the first leg as well. I remember he gave up a goal in the first leg that also just wasn't really too, was also questionable. No, if Villarreal had a decent goalkeeper, maybe they could be in the final. I'm not even kidding. He really did let them down that much, I think, in both legs. But Dark Sun G, you could be right. Perhaps, Liverpool are maybe scraping by in games, not playing in the best sort of form, not as free-flowing as they're used to, or not playing with the same sort of kind of fluidity as they're used to. At the same time, though, they're getting the results, and that's what these sort of teams do. When they're playing bad, they still get results. Yeah. And that's kind of the big worry here. They could do that against us. They might play pretty poorly, but they'll still get a result. It's even what happened last time. We were by far the better team against them last time out, and they still managed to get a point out of it.
Yeah. Spot on. Anyone else want to say Dark Sun G?
They're winning. They scraped against Newcastle. Newcastle were poor in my eyes. I don't think they really showed what they're capable of against Liverpool. I think they do. Against Villarreal, I think for the first time we saw a lacklustre, overconfident, taking it for granted kind of performance in the first half. But Diaz changed the game second half, just shows the quality. Yeah. And against Everton, Gordon had a good game against them in the first half, but it was a derby, and they came out. But one thing that's that every game that Dark Sun G's mentioned, they won all of them. Yeah, they won all of them.
You can play well. You're going to have to ride your luck a bit, but at the end of the day, it's that last word. What Dark Sun G said: chance. There's always a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I hang on to every single day of the week, the chance. You got to. If you don't hang on to that, you've got nothing. Dark Sun G says if Newcastle had a goal scorer, they would have won. Look, maybe so. Maybe so. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the Newcastle Liverpool game, but
They weren't great. They weren't.
yeah. But look, at the end of the day, Newcastle, they're building. They will get that goal scorer this summer. So hopefully, the more stronger the teams get below us, the more even the Premier League will become, and you'll start seeing some results. And then it gives just Tottenham a better chance to win. If we buy, if we don't buy, better chance of getting relegated. But big up Dark Slim G. Really appreciate the support. Faz Radfar says, what is the chance of Chelsea dropping off top four? Look, I believe it was Dermot the first one. I mean, Dermot, I think, was the first one that said this to me months ago.
Yeah.
Or maybe not months ago, maybe about a month and a half ago. He was like looking at Dermot, and I was like, come on, Dermot. It was on a fan show. I was like, come on, Dermot. You know, you're crazy. But, you know, look, it could be doable. It could be doable. If we win today, I'm not writing off. If we don't win today, I'm writing off. But if we win today, there's a chance we can catch them fast. Big yourself up, my man. I really do appreciate it.
Can I just ask a quick before we go? Do you think Tuchel's getting away with it?
Yeah, big time.
In the league? I asked this question on my show last week, or the week before, was it, Coof? And I asked if he's getting away with it because of his cup wins. I think Chelsea have been shit in the league this season.
Yep.
And I think he's getting away with so much. Yeah, the off-the-field shit that's going on, that shouldn't be affecting the quality of players.
On the squad.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's getting away with big time. If Roman was still around, he'd be sacked.
Conte has that squad. He's challenging for the Premier League.
Oh, yeah.
I think between the way he's been managing that and Lukaku, two of the biggest sort of underperformers this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Look, I definitely think he's getting away with it for sure. A good question, actually, Bob. Good question. Jack, you looked a bit bemused when Bob answered it. What's your thoughts?
I rate Tuchel. I think Tuchel is a really good manager, to be honest. I actually agree with Bob. I think he has dramatically underperformed and dramatically not met expectations. And he's right. If Roman were still in charge, he'd probably be out the door. But I still think Thomas Tuchel is by far, if you're talking about top 5 managers in the world, he is in that category, I think, by a country mile. I really rate him. But I think a lot of the things that maybe are going on at Chelsea that maybe haven't been dealt with properly certainly have to do with the man who has to put on 6 different layers to hide the pit stains, because apparently he is like a huge sweater, apparently, Thomas Tuchel. Which
that's why he's always wearing the hoodie with the
body. Yeah, that's why he has like 7 different layers on and always. I
love it.
Very amusing. But yeah, I do rate him. But I will say I can't back out on this because I've said Chelsea are getting third this season 1,000 different times. Some people, didn't rate us getting top 4 and have backed out on it. I'm not backing out on Chelsea getting third. I think they're the third best team in the league, and I think they will finish as the third best team in the league.
Interesting. Ellie says, big up, Ellie. Really appreciate it. She goes, Cody scored for Wolves, and he scored on the chat with all his hilarious comments. We love you, Cody, at Wolves, and we love you, Cody, in our community. Ellie's on one today. She is on one today. Oh, Eddie, have you got the champagne out yet? Let me know. I'm sure the husband has probably stormed out the house in anger, with you walking around cheerful and QPR season's over. But big up, Ellie. Look, Cody might have done us a favour in the long run. We'll have to wait and see, so we will, Ellie. We'll have to wait and see. But if we win today, I'm not ruling out catching Chelsea. I'm not ruling that out. Ellie, do you think we can get there? Let me know. But big yourself up. Big yourself up, Ellie. We have Wolf Mauler in the building as well.
Yes.
Big up, Wolf. Good to see you in, brother. Good to see you in, my man. Hope you're keeping well. Chris Agenbar snuck in there somewhere as well. Big up, Chris Agenbar. Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you in the building, too.
Big up, Chris.
Big up. Clinton Baptiste. Baptiste, love the name. Great to see Bob. Big up, my man. Good to see you in the building as well. And Robster as well, sneaking in there. And Ray Martin, good to see you all. Dark Sun G says Blues got top 4 last season because we beat Leicester. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. See, Dark Sun G doesn't forget, Jack. Whenever you say Dark Sun G, he's on it. He's on it, so he is. I love it.
Dark Sun G has also been kind of back in the whole, Chelsea dropping, maybe that third spot. And Dark Sun G, probably the score between me and him is probably 21-0. Dark Sun G, being right every time. So I'm going to stay strong on my prediction here, Dark Sun G. But like always, I wouldn't be surprised if you're telling me at the end of this, Jack should just went on my train.
Big up, Dark Sun G, brother.
Yeah,
Really
I hate Dark Sun G the way he keeps correcting me every time I'm wrong.
No, he's not an "I told you so" kind of guy. He's never an "I told you so" guy.
No,
But
he's
I
not,
would
he's
say
not.
there most times I would say he makes some sort of prediction that ends up being right, and I caught myself a few times, saying, you know what, Dark Sundry, I don't think so. And then at the end of the day, I have to apologize.
Yeah.
So,
Big up,
Dark
Dark.
Sundry, the apology is coming, my man. The apology is coming.
Big up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support, my man. And I'm not going to ban this guy. I'm just going to leave him there for you to have fun with and abuse him. He says North London is red. So just have a play with him. A nice little toy in the chat for us. Thank you for being the donkey that we're going to pin the tail on. Really appreciate it, my man.
North London is red dots.
Lots of red dots.
Yeah, lots of red dots. It couldn't even be asked to finish the last line off.
Shows what sort of fan he is, huh? And Derry.
You've got to trust in the process, Bob.
You got to trust it. Man. You got to trust it.
Oh, if I keep hearing process, I'm going to go mad. The only thing process should be peas. It's ridiculous. But look, guys, fans were calling for Conte to change it up versus Leicester, and he did. He dropped Kulusevski, who has scored 3 goals and set up 8 more in 14 Premier League appearances since his arrival in January, and started Lucas, which came as a surprise to me, to be honest. I didn't think he was going to do it, but Lucas really, really struggled. He failed to have any sort of impact on the game. I think he was taken off, 50, 55 minutes. But it worked in a sense that it did rejuvenate Kulusevski, who provided 2 assists when he come on. Guys, and we'll start with you, Bob. Do you think that we will see any personnel changes today? I'm just running off the jacks. Back in 1 second.
No, I don't think we will. I don't think there's any need to see a change. Decky, there's a lot of talk, wasn't there, before the game, Jack, that Decky was used part of a rotation or he was rested, and asked this question last week. Was he really rested? Was it really fullback? I think it was. I think he needs to kick up the backside. Yeah. And I think his reaction when he came on, when he set up that goal for Sonny, for him to turn around to the crowd and pump his chest and point to the badge and say, yeah, he celebrated it like a goal. Basically saying, look, Conte, I get your message. Right. I know why you've dropped me. This is what I can do. The bigger picture, maybe the bigger picture is Lucas showing what he's not capable of. He didn't take his chance. You'd think someone with his experience and for how long he's been at Spurs, maybe that probably works against him, but he just did not take his chance, man. And I feel for him because he knows that now. He knows when he's got the likes of a Decky right behind him, he had to perform, and unfortunately he didn't.
I agree. I actually think he was, sort of given. I think he was going to come on no matter what, unless Lucas, somehow just dropped a hat trick or something like in the first half. I think he was going to come on no matter what. I actually really agree with you, Bob. I think there was some sort of intent, maybe as a warning, or even just like you said, just kind of a kick up the backside, just to remind him that, listen, if you put in, kind of 2 stinkers like that, even though a lot of it wasn't his fault that he was putting in poor performances, that you still have to have that sort of realization that there are players that, can replace you, and there are players that will play ahead of you if you're not in the right sort of form. I think you're absolutely right, Bob. And I think that was the reason why Kulusevski actually had such an instant impact, because the impact was so instant. And there's something else that David brought up before. I think we brought it up during the watch along as well, where Kulusevski, it looked like, Bob, to me, he must have been watching the game really intently, like players should, to be fair, taking notes or even just kind of looking at what he could do once he came on, because he made such an instant impact that it made me think that he was probably just sitting there looking at the field and realizing what he could bring that maybe Lucas wasn't. And so do I expect maybe him to go for a similar thing where maybe Lucas starts again and maybe Kulusevski comes on? No, I think he is going to start with Kulusevski, but completely agree, Bob.
And just quickly, just while it sparked, I was watching, listening to Tim Sherwood this morning, and he did say something that kind of resonated with me, and it kind of does compare Lucas to Kulusevski. Kulusevski gives the players to the ball to our players when they want it or when they need it. Lucas Moura gives it to them when he's done with it. And that's the biggest difference, in my opinion. I think he's spot on, because you can see what he's saying. Lucas will run down the back alleys, turn back, and then give it to somebody. He kind of gives it away when he's done with it. But, I mean, Kuva, what's your thoughts on any personnel changes today?
We'll start off with the Lucas Moura bit, because I thought there's another train of thought I had with that, and it might be a tactical one, because Leicester are very good at keeping possession, and they've generally been well organised. I mean, it's let them down a little bit this season with injuries and things. It's not been working out for one reason or another. But overall, and it did show in the match stats as well, they had more possession by quite a considerable amount. My thought with Moura being on that is he helps with the very aggressive press, very high up the pitch. And I thought that could be the reason he was in there, is to try and win the ball in the danger area. That's where you could get the goals from. But he clearly didn't work out. He's whether his heart's not in it now, which I think is starting to look that way to me, because he wasn't really running around aggressively, as well as doing very little with the ball. I think Kulusevski has taken the message. I mean, this is the other part of it. Yeah, I think Kulusevski was dropped to show you can't be complacent. You've got to be on it. Right. That's why you're in the team. And he responded,
because he had his previous 2 games weren't that good, were they? They weren't great. So it was underperforming. Because for me, rotation is taking 3 or 4 players out.
Yes.
For me, if one player's taken out, he's dropped. And I think he probably needed that.
Well, with the depth of our squad, Bob, you never know if it is rotation or not. But no, look, I actually think that's a very interesting take, that he was dropped rather than rotated. Very well could be, but look, it worked if that is the case. Guys, over 200 in-house now. So, guys, we're putting the links in for the channels again down below. Just click simply, if there's anybody new, we've gained new subscribers there. So there are new people out there. Get over to Bob Spur, Flatcapeurotalk, the 3 Spurs boys and Shellside Spurs, guys, and drop the subscribe on them as well. Bob will be going live later on at 10:30, guys. So get over there and smash that subscribe button. But look, I suppose we'll talk about Harry Kane, and look, I'm his biggest fan, but I'll be the first to say he has not reached his standards over the last 3 games. He's gone a bit quiet, and I want to know why. Who has answers for me?
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with that. Sometimes you've got to look at it. The other team's tactics have worked really well. You close down the danger man on the opposition. We saw that particularly against Brighton. I think the balls being played into Kane were at a minimum. He could barely get into the match at all. Brentford, it was the same sort of thing again, maybe a little bit more aggressive on the pressing. Sometimes you saw ball being played into his feet, and he's got 4 players on him. That nobody does anything about that unless your name's Messi and you're in prime form. Kane hasn't got that sort of acceleration and trickery to get away from that kind of pack. So it's partly him being shut down. It's partly him a little bit off form again, because nobody keeps up their form forever. You're going to have off days. If it gets compounded, when it's happened a couple of weeks running, perhaps your confidence takes a bit of a knock with it. But I think against Leicester, Kane did okay. He was not at his usual peak, but what was important is the other players around him stepped up. And that shows we have got another way of playing. It doesn't have to be entirely through Harry Kane. Kulusevski was amazing when he came on. Sonny was having a blinder. Romero was the driving force from the back. Even Ben Davies was inspired with Romero pushing forward. We're finding ways when we have to change our game now. We go through it. We'll still have some bumps in the next season or 2. Of course we will. Still finding our way. Personnel's going to change. It's going to be a fresh start for a lot of things. It doesn't always work. You find the way to make it work over the course of time. And I think that's what it's become with Kane at the moment. It's a combination of things, but the important bit is the other players stepping up around him. And I think when things start flying again, perhaps the pressure's then off Kane. It's not the whole team just focused on everything through him. Then he can relax a bit more. Perhaps we'll see him getting into the box more as well, because he doesn't need to drop back as often. It's just one of those things. I think I don't see it as a sort of sign of the end of times with him. Like it, we always get the doom and gloom coming out, like Kane's finished, taking his eye off the ball. He wants to move to City. No, I don't see any of that. I think it's just a natural phase in football. You just cannot be at that peak all the time. And he's had a poor season by his standards.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, elaborating on that. It's Brighton and Brentford did very well against. Basuma had a game of his life. He was man on man with Kane. But like Dirty Pussy says, with the likes of Sonny and Decky coming to the fore when Kane's having a poor game, we can't laud Kane as one of the best. For me, he's the best number 9 in the world. I've said that.
Yeah.
I said that when he was on strike. There's no way we should even think about selling Harry Kane. But he needs to step up himself as well, because lo and behold, one of the best strikers in the world is getting tightly marked. And if you are world class, who I believe he is, he needs to step up as well. Thankfully, we have got 2 players around him immediately in Decky and Sonny who can make a difference if he's not, like Dirty Pussy says. But he needs to step up as well, and he can't afford a poor game at Anfield. He needs to have a game of his own. He needs to have a Man City-esque game at Anfield today. So, yeah, we laud him. I laud him as the best number 9. For me, he pisses all over the likes of Lewandowski. Lewandowski wouldn't get the goals and assists that Harry Kane does in the Premier League. Not a fucking chance. But it's all very well calling him that. He needs to step up himself. A good Harry Kane reflects a good Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
And he needs to step up. He needs to come. He needs to fight through whatever he is going through. But trust me, it's not going to be the first time. Brighton and Brentford wasn't the first time he was tightly marked. It's not going to be the last time.
Yeah.
He's been the best number 9 for 3-4 years now, and moving forward, he's going to do it. He just needs to step.
Oh, boob spots cut out there, but yeah, he's right. You also sort of have to look back in history as well. Remember how Kane always used to be a really slow starter each season? It's like we didn't worry about it then. We knew he'd come good come October or something. He'd start banging the goals in from every angle. So why is it any different when he loses form at another time in the season? It's just one of those natural things. So many reasons we could look into, but it's worrying. I think people just worrying too much about it. It's we do have other players. Look at Sonny; he's flying. It's no problem. We're dealt with it.
Yeah.
You're on mute there, Dave.
My bad. Today is the day where you want Kane to step up today, really show what he's all about, and show that he is the best striker in world football. I mean, look, Kane does have a good record at Anfield. I'll just give you he's scored 7 times and assisted twice in 13 Premier League meetings with Liverpool, including 4 goals and 1 assist in 7 games at Anfield. I mean, Jack, what do you think is wrong with Kane over the last 3 games? I know he scored last week against Leicester, and the timing of the goal was absolutely perfect. It kind of just released that pressure on us a little bit, but he hasn't been his creative self, and even when he's not playing, he hasn't really been in the goal scoring opportunities. So I mean, what's gone wrong with him the last 3 games?
It's harder to say like how to fix it, because he's a world-class player, so he could just easily fix it on his own, kind of without us needing to tell him. But maybe to explain maybe what's been going wrong, Dave, and you and I have touched on this before. I feel like he's been a bit more wasteful than usual. And that isn't just like the finishing department. It's been like occasionally certain passes, as well. Lots of like we even looked at it the other day, Dave. I think it was 2 games in a row where like Kane finished with the lowest passing percentage in like the entire team. And it's because he plays the most dangerous passes out of any other player. He tries to play the pass that is the hardest pass to make, but he's been missing those more often than not recently. Instead of hitting them, we usually rely on him to get that pass, almost 8 times out of 10. It feels like maybe Dave more recently, it's been like less than 50%. He's getting some of those, passes in behind. So I would say that's really the real reason why we're not seeing the same Kane. I know he's being more man marked. I know there's maybe more tactics maybe being implemented to take Kane out of the game. But if you even look at the opportunities he has had to play a pass in behind or an opportunity to finish something, he actually hasn't done very well with it. So that would be kind of my argument. But I don't really know what to tell him to do differently, because I think he knows, like, yeah, I could have played that pass better. Or he knows, yeah, I probably shouldn't have wasted that chance. I don't think you have to tell Harry Kane that. But that's what I would say, Dave, has been going wrong for him. He's just, I don't know, whether not intentionally, of course, he's just been a bit more wasteful, not even just in front of goal, but, when trying to play pass in behind or, link up play or whatever it's been, even just holding up the ball sometimes gets has the ball one off him a bit too easily these days. So I think he's going to change it around, Dave. No problem, though.
I hope
That's
so.
what
I just hope, Jack, that he's not, and lads, that he's not tiring out, because he went all the way to the Euros finally, played nearly every minute for England over the course of the season as well, even in games where he might have been able to be rested and stuff like that. So I just hope that he's not tiring out, because this is when we really need him the most to step up now. Of course, we do have other players to step up, which I will talk about Son, and then we probably will end off. But I do want to take these super chats first. Dark Sun G21 says, if we win, we will be 3 points behind the Blues and we'll face a lead side that hopefully beats Schooners in order to stay up before our North London derby. Come on, you Spurs, if we win. Oh, my God. No, look, it would be very nice if Leeds could pull off a favour for us. What I would say is they're scrapping for everything. They're a very, very fit team. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. Look, in terms of the Blues, look, I've already said, I think if we win today, we can catch them. If we don't win today, we won't. But I want to try and get something out of today's game heading into that North London derby. And Dark Sun G, if we win, I mean, just go and sit beside the father. Don't say nothing. Just sit there and smirk at him until he speaks to you. That's what I would be doing. Just wind him up a little. That's what I would do, because I'm sure he's had his fun with you over the years of Liverpool beating Tottenham, especially Champions League final. So today, if we ruin the quadruple, today is your day to give it back, my man. Big yourself up, Jack. Want to say Dark Sun G?
The way he's just put it there, Leeds are desperate for points, and they could pull off some results here. And it seems like Jesse Marsch sort of is getting a tune out of, this very broken Leeds squad. I mean, it's just been like a graveyard over there when it comes to injuries and, players being consistently available. And he's also trying to fix a defense that was just leaking in so many goals. So he's had a tough job. But he seems to, like, at one stage, he was, figuring it out, and he was, giving them a bit of comfort. Now they're kind of sliding back down. And so it's time for them to fight, time for them to survive, Dark Sun G, and we'll see what they're made of. And maybe you're right. Maybe they will get a good result against the Gunners. And then, maybe after that, maybe who knows? Blues might drop as well. Big up, Dark Sun G.
Big up, Dark Sun G.
Should we be more greedy, though? Are we thinking, who do we want to miss out on the top 4 out of Chelsea, Arsenal, and Spurs? Who do we want to miss out the most? For me, it's Chelsea. So, is it better that perhaps the Gooners beat Leeds?
I think we're probably getting so
I can't take that chance. I can't take that.
I know what you mean, but there's a little bit of me thinking, I don't mind that scenario. If Chelsea is their chance of Chelsea failing, then I'm all for it, because I can't stand them and Man City. And Newcastle now as well. It's bad for the game. Just I want to see them fail.
That would be nice. That would be nice. But look, we'll wait and see. I don't want to take the chance though of Arsenal beating Leeds. I don't want to take that chance. But Jack, super sticker here. What's Kaguma giving us?
Your OG favorite one. We've been missing Gaguma as well, and we've been missing these super stickers. But Dave, it's the favorite one. It's just, I think it's a Fox, just showing a bit of love, a bit of appreciation, and it's really generous as well. But Gaguma, we went fox hunting last week. It's time, find something else here. Big up
Gaguma. Big up Gaguma. Bob, I believe you have to go.
Yes, mate. It's time for my full body massage. Yeah. So
enjoy. Go get them budgies.
Looking forward to that. But big up. Thank you for having me on. No less than a win today. We'll do it. Believe it. Expect it. Want it.
One question, possible. Bob. Are you going for the optional extras?
Oh, yeah. Rub and tug. It's disguised as a massage. That's the fancy name put on it, but it's a rub and tug. But look, Bob, I mean, before you go off and enjoy that, where can people find you and what's coming up?
Yeah, in the wall tonight on Bob Spur TV, 10:45. We'll be speaking about the Liverpool game, Chelsea game, whatever games have happened today. And, Premier League team of the season so far. We'll have This Dirty Pussy on tonight as well, along with some other ugly motherfuckers as well. But, tune in, 10:45. Big up. By the way, big up to that watch-along, the Man City Real Madrid. Wicked, man. Wicked.
Appreciate it. It was all over the place. But appreciate it.
It was nice when Madrid got the job done. It had me stressing out for a while, it really did.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola's turtleneck going from long sleeve to a vest in the space of 5 minutes. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. But look, guys, the link for Bob's channel is here in the chat. Simply all you have to do is click on it. It'll bring you straight to it. Smash that subscribe, smash that bell on the 10:30 in the wall show as well. Bob, you go and enjoy yourself, my man. Hope you see a big smile on your face.
I love the comment from Daryl Denson. Could be 2 happy endings for Bob tonight.
Oh, yeah. See you later. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
See you later, mate.
See you later, mate.
Bye-bye.
Big up, my man. There you have it, guys. There's Bob Spur TV. Absolutely great guest today. Big up. And Gaguma says, great guest. Bob Spur and Kuva, big up. Well, Bob Spur's just left. So, Kuva, you want to say that to Gaguma? She's big.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see Gaguma. Such an incredible supporter of so many channels. Absolutely lovely lady. Listen to her voice regularly on Will Stewart's channel, and she's just a pleasure to know. So big up, Gaguma. Hope all goes well for you, and I hope Sonny grabs a couple of goals for you as well.
And look, we'll be speaking about Sonny now, but big up, Kaguma. Honestly, I was worried about you. I was only saying to Jack the other day in the back end, I hadn't seen you in a while, and I hope, did he know that? And and I hope you were good. So it's great to see you in, and it's 3:30 where she is. That is incredible.
Dedication.
That is incredible. And same for Dark Sun G as well. Absolutely incredible support for Tottenham. I mean, if you wanted worldwide fans, I mean, the fans that we have in the community and that follow Spurs are the worldwide fans you want. No matter time, they're up there watching Tottenham, and their passion is unbelievable and it's unrivaled. So fair play to you all. Gaguma says, Kane and Son duo full force today. Let's go. Well, I mean, Paddy Higgins did say at the start of the game, at the start of the show, Gaguma, that, Kane to set up Son to set up Kane. It's 100 to 1 in the bookies, and I liked it. As soon as I seen it, I was like, ooh, I want a bit of that, that's tasty. That could definitely happen. So, look, hopefully we see it in full force today, Gaguma, because if we have any chance of getting a result today, we need it. So big up, Gaguma. Really appreciate the support. You have no idea how much it really means. Big yourself up. And Dark Sun G says, Brighton 1-0. Man United against Man United. Laughing my ass off. Come on, Brighton. Score one more. Jesus Christ.
Man United are the most boring team and club in world football at this moment in time. And they still seek all the attention and all of the, all of the minutes of world football, and they still soak it all up despite being the worst team to watch, talk about, everything. Honestly, Man United supporters, I do not envy them just because I feel like I'd be tired of talking about that team right now.
Anyway, look, they've had it good for so long. It's about time to go through these dark days.
Agreed.
Big up, Dark Sun G. Big up, my man. Really appreciate the support. And the bottom dude says, finishing the league 1 point behind City is more painful than finishing the season 4 points behind City. God is not so cruel. Liverpool will lose. I really do hope so, my man. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't want it to get to the last game of the season and they just miss out by a point because they've won. Both teams have won all their games. I actually want to be the party spoiler today. I mean, I will revel in it. If I was at Anfield, I'd have no problem running around the edge of the pitch, winding up them Liverpool fans and just reveling in being the party pooper. No problem whatsoever. You have no idea how much I actually hate them. And I just hate them. I would really love to spoil the party. But, and the reason why I want to do it today rather than just miss out to City and win every game and miss out by a point is purely because of the heartbreak from the Champions League final. This would go some way of sort of reason that knowing that we could derail the whole quadruple and the greatest team, in Premier League history. So it'd be absolutely brilliant, Darks, or the bottom duder. I want to be the party pooper today. If we do it, I might even just set up a stream and sit here for an hour with a smirk on my face. Just to piss off Liverpool fans when they pop in.
And get viewers.
Yeah. Just sit there with a smirk. Don't speak. Actually have masking tape with censor written across it. Don't speak. Just sit there for an hour.
Irish Hotspur smirk along.
It's like that guy. There's a guy. Do you ever see him? He's like, he's got these mad blue eyes, and he looks like a bit like Jesus. And all he does is just stare at people, and people get lost in his eyes, and they pay him and all. It's ridiculous. It's mad. It's mad. But anyway, we're going off subject because we've only got a couple of minutes left, and I do want to.
I'd have to set up the camera for that sort of business, Dave. So if you're going to go that sort of route, But the bottom duda, I've said this before. No team is allowed to win a quadruple, and I really despise Man City. I don't like seeing them win the league yet again, but just the quadruple cannot happen. it can't. So it's, we're just going to have to spoil the party tonight to Bottom Duda. We're going to have to be the vanguards of the Premier League tonight.
Big up the Bottom Duda. I really appreciate the support, my man. Really appreciate it. So welcome a few more people in just quickly. DB, good to see you. Simon McClure, hope you're keeping well. Good to see you in as well. And then there's one more person, Ava, man. Hope you're keeping well as well. Good to see you in the building. But look, guys, last question. Well, last thing I kind of want to touch on is Sonny. And it's, look, he comes into this game on 19 goals. Mo Salah's on 22. Can Son catch Mo Salah for that golden boot? Bear in mind, Mo Salah's not on good form. And Son does have the most non-goal penalties. So in my eyes, he's my winner anyway, regardless of whether he gets the golden boot. But I mean, Kuva, we'll start with you. Do you think Son can catch him and get that golden boot? Because of all seasons, this season Son deserves it.
Why not have him catch him today? 3-1 win, Sonny hat-trick.
That would be nice.
That suits me. I mean, I agree with you. Sonny doesn't take the penalties. He's just had a fantastic season. And unfortunately, he didn't quite do what I was tipping him to do a few weeks back, because I thought he was going to hit this purple patch. He could start scoring an insane amount of goals.
Yeah.
Like 11 and 7, that sort of thing. Be a nice time to finish it off with that kind of goal rush, wouldn't it? Starting at Anfield and then carrying on against the Gooners. Hat trick in the space of a few days. Why not? 2 hat tricks, yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. I'd love to see him do it. I think he deserves it so badly. I believe he has the most goals in the Premier League season off his weaker foot as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He has a weaker foot?
Well,
I don't think he does.
Now at this point, true. Very debatable.
I mean, his dad gets him to practice all the time with both feet, doesn't he? And keep you uppy on all the way around the pitch and things like that. He's just comfortable on either foot. That's what part of what makes him such a dangerous player.
I think the other ruthless, I think the big part that's come about Sonny's season this year has been how ruthless he's been, in front of goal as well. He doesn't need very many opportunities, if not any more than one, to be able to bury it. Because if I look last time, it was like a few stats with Jax ago, Dave, it was something like 17 goals and like 33 shots on target, like in total this season. Whereas like Kane, I think is in like the 50s or something for shots. And so it just shows you like, even though Sonny's majority of them are like one-on-one sort of like chances, it still shows like how brutally ruthless you have to be in front of goal. If you're like scoring 17 goals and like barely over 30 shots on target, like that is ruthless.
That is ruthless.
It reminds me of what Gary Lineker used to say about international football. It's really different. You might only have 1 or 2 chances and you just got to put them away. He used to do that, and Sonny's doing the same thing.
Yeah. He is. I just love how clinical he's been. I mean, and to be fair, a lot of them have been one-on-ones, and one-on-ones are actually sometimes the hardest thing to do.
Harder for other strikers,
especially with a whole stand behind you. Sometimes it's hard to keep your focus and your composure. But Son just is so ice cold. It's unbelievable how ice cold he is in front of goal when the chances have presented himself.
He's almost better in the one-on-one than he is in other situations. You would actually say he's almost better in the one-on-one. He seems to be more comfortable, in that sort of scenario, because he can do a variety of different finishes. In fact, you would almost say him and Harry Kane are a bit different that way, where maybe Harry Kane isn't as good in the one-on-one as maybe Son is, but Harry Kane is better at like picking up the ball and kind of just turning and scoring like a number 9 does. But Sonny is more of that brutal, like when the pressure is on, all the lights, everybody's screaming at you. He seems to be the coolest head in the building in those sort of scenarios.
I think he's really, really developed as a player this year as well in terms of his all-round game. Even his hold-up play. Conte's come in and asked him to do something that maybe he's not used to doing, which is getting his back to goal, holding up the ball and trying to get us up the pitch. And I think his all-round game has improved dramatically this year, and I would love to see him get that golden boot. And I would hope that Kane and Kulusevski and the players do everything to help him get it, because, I mean, look, to be fair to the guy, he's a guy that has sat in Kane's shadow, you would argue, for the last, couple of years, and he's really coming to the fore now and starting to really get the recognition that he does deserve, and has probably broke away from being underneath Harry Kane's shadow to a lot of people actually seeing him on par with Harry Kane. So I really do hope he does get the recognition he deserves, lads. Anything else you just want to say on Kane?
Yeah, I've got to say that this season he's been ahead of Kane. There's no doubt about it. So he deserves the recognition. He definitely does. He's world-class player.
Unless Kane steps up for the last 4 games and he fires us top 4, then
you can love Kane all you want, but Sonny really deserves it. Deserves the plaudits this season.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think so too, 100%. Kaguma, just Sonny, absolutely love it. Kaguma, I really hope he steps up today. I love to see him score. I'd love to see him make at least even if he scores 1 or 2, just put the fear up Mo Salah at Anfield and get us out of there with the points. I'd love it, but I have no doubt Sonny and Kane will be ready today. Big up Kaguma. And
something else. Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, something else I love about Sonny as well. With other players, Kane included, they score a goal and it's like instantly celebrate with the fans and do the big knee slide thing. It's a big moment. Look at me, I'm here, enjoy it. With Sonny, sometimes he's a little bit understated with it. It's like almost he's embarrassed. He's just like so caught up in the sheer joy of scoring the goal. He's just stood there smiling and everybody's like happy about it. It's like, I love that. It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
It's true. No matter what he does, the guy's smiling actually. And do you know what? That's so refreshing. Especially in a world where so many people are, like you would say, are down or just don't smile enough. Him smiling is just infectious.
Never seen an angry celebration. Never seen an angry
that's actually, I've never seen him go up.
Never seen him smack a flagpole, or the corner flag or anything. Never seen him.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him do that. Just run over and boot the flagpole. That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
The Hottest Spur says donation to the Wishing Well membership if we win. Really appreciate that. The Hottest Spur. Big yourself up.
Love your comments in the chat as well today. Yeah. Loving your comments today. The Hottest Spur. Really appreciate you tuning in. I think he's been in here the whole time as well, so really do appreciate it.
Yeah, top man. Big up the Hottest Spur. Really do appreciate it. And look, guys, everyone that was here today, hopefully if we get the win, I'm going to sit here on the fan show for as long as everyone wants to come on and gloat. So make sure you do see us on the fan show and we get all of yous on. But look, before we do end off, and I just want to say, because I know people start dropping out now, a massive thank you to all you guys out there who has viewed in today, who has put all your comments in the chat, really aided the conversation, and a massive help to everybody, or a massive thank you to everybody who helps out with the super chats and the financial support of the channel. You have no idea how much it really does help us and how much it really does mean to us. So I want to say a massive thank you to everybody out there. But look, before we do end off, Kuva, what channel are you plugging now?
Shelfside Spurs is always my sort of go-to at the moment, because as much as I enjoy everybody's show, like your own with the football side of things, I love the fact that they just veer straight off the rails, and it's just a silly little collection of people just talking random crap all evening. I love that sort of stuff. It sometimes takes your mind off getting too wrapped up in the seriousness of it all. And as Jack said before, I'm quite often all about the levity and things. I like to have the light side of it. So Shelf Sides for me is and Mari's show as well. He does a brilliant little show called The Love Lounge as part of his overall shows. But it's where it's offbeat. It's a little bit more like Game of Sport than it is about having a football show. Yeah, it's good stuff. But otherwise, so many other channels are good. Obviously, I'll be on Boob Sports later tonight after the game as well. And the big up and coming one, this Three Spurs boys, the Canadian lads, and they're Bobby K and Big K and Little K, and they've really kicked off with style. 100 subscribers in after an episode, I think it was. And they're loving it. They've got a nice, fresh approach. The young lads can throw in some silly questions, and they're growing in confidence, and it's really watchable. So get over there, Three Spurs boys. Give them a big up. And I'll be on there later. I'll be on there straight after the game.
And Jack was on there last week. Jacko was on there last week as well. Love it. I love it. They're getting on very good guests, aren't they? They're getting on very good guests. Big up.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah, no, I'm you. That's what I'm saying. You're on there today, so that's what I'm saying. They're getting on very good guests, man.
Yeah, I'm me.
Very good guests. I love it. But look, Jack, where can people find you, my man?
Over on Flat Cap, everybody, really do appreciate support that we've received so far. It's really incredible. I would say it's scout report time. Everybody's just sending in all their requests, so I'm almost going to have to, just keep a big list of, who's next on, the list of players that I've probably been ignoring that everybody's been patiently waiting for. So everybody get in the comments, let me know which players you want to see the scout reports for. I guess now that the Champions League and the Europa League's all wrapped up, the watch-alongs are going to end, and then we are going to move into maybe more of those kind of live show discussions like we had with Darius. I think we're going to be doing those weekly, especially when it comes to fixing Spurs and whatnot. So if you like talking about fixing Spurs and you like talking about maybe players that can come in and fix Spurs and maybe reviewing those players, take a look at Flat Cap Euro Talk, please.
Nah, do, guys. It's everything you need for the transfer window. Do get over there and check it out. Couple of super chats to get to before we end off. But 887 Gaming, I just want to say, go and enjoy your birthday, my man. Win or lose, Make sure you have a good day, brother. Go and enjoy it. Ellie sums up what everyone really thinks about Kuva. Kuva, love you, man. You're such a brilliant Spurs fan, and I'll be watching you on the 3 Spurs, boys. Stevie Fraser says, big up, guys. Thanks. Great stream. We can do this, maybe. Come on, you effing Spurs. Tala says, Jack has a great channel. Tala Ahmed, really appreciate that, my man. Big yourself up. Guguma says, thank you, David, Jack, and Kuva. I am re-energized. Well, look, that's the biggest thing. Look, I hope that these discussions, they do bring a bit of value and hopefully get people up for the game. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And hopefully you guys do enjoy it. And I'm glad we've got you re-energized. I mean, it's 3:30 a.m. in the morning over there. So, you might want to go and get a can of Monster Energy or a Red Bull or something like that to help keep you awake. But big up, Guguma. I really do appreciate the support. And like I said, it's great to see you in. Big yourself up. Who else have we got here? There's one from the bottom. He says, Klopp after the 2-2 draw, Spurs kick the ball as far as possible, and Kane and some were on their bikes. Wait till you see them on their rockets today. Come on, you Spurs.
That's in. That's in.
I love it. Look, I hope they're on form. I hope they turn up. Look, Nasser will have to do the big countdown every time we unleash them in behind as well. I cannot wait for this. I am super pumped. I cannot wait. We're only about an hour and a half away, guys. But big up the bottom. I mean, like I said, I love.
We're going to be saying that a lot today.
Just
get on your bike. We're going to be saying that a lot.
Hopefully we can all be in rockets today, my man. Hopefully we can all be in rockets.
Just give us a performance today. I'll take whatever result comes from that, as long as we're on our game.
100%. That's all we want. Just a good performance. But the bottom good seeing you, my man. And look, hopefully we'll see you during the game and during the watch long and after. But in the Rockets, let's go and get it done today. Hopefully we can upset Karen Klopp, my man. And Faz Radfar says, imagine 4-0 win, all scored by Son, a sweet dream.
Oh, Faz.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice.
Is the right move for that goal scoring. That is the right way to think. Perfect. Not even a hat trick.
I've still got 20 quid on Son to finish top scorer this season at 40-1. So
that's what Kuva needs.
That'd be nice.
That's what Kuva needs. That's what he needs right there. That sounds glorious.
Look, you Moondog. I know Sean has a bet. So hopefully, look, all the bets come in before the end of the season. But Faz, I mean, if Son scored 4 today, I mean, I think Spurs fans would go into meltdown and just be like, oh my God, I think they wouldn't be able to believe what has happened. And look, I really do hope so. And actually, Faz, he does have a bet on Sonny as well, actually, to finish with the golden boot as well. So I think he's in the same boot waiting for it to come in. But Faz, really appreciate the support, my man. But look, guys, we are going to have to end it there because your boy has to go over to We Are Tottenham TV and host the pre-match pump-up. So hopefully we see you all over there. But most importantly, we see you all back here at 7:30 for the watch-along today. It's going to be an absolute cracker. It'll be myself, Jack, and Sean on the watch-along. And hopefully we can get the win for everybody. As always, come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust. Thank you, everybody. Great to see you all. And we'll see you all soon. As always, let's get it on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you
Spurs. We trust.
Let's go to the Liverpool party.
Damn right.